I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
It's not college basketball. It's Clarence time! Let's get ready to rumble! Feel the fire, sense of the rare. It's nice and only know how to wear.
What is up, Friday Nighters? See, I was going to say, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Friday Night. I'm one of your two hosts, CM Chuck.
I'm Double A, everyone.
That's Adamantium Adam, guys. And it is not Friday.
No.
See, if I throw myself off, right, Double A?
Yeah.
It's actually Wednesday. Are we allowed to say why we're on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
it's my fault.
yeah, no, that's it's never anyone's fault. Double A has a very special occasion to celebrate. We're celebrating on Friday. A big 10 years, man.
10
A decade
years
of marriage for you, man.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, my friend. That is an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
Cheers to you, bud.
Yeah, 10 years. So, obviously, I didn't want to be like, hey, honey, I'm going to do the podcast. Have a great anniversary.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, that might be your last wedding anniversary if you do that, Double A. So, yeah, Double A is going to take the night off, which is nice. It means a night off for me. We were actually going to probably rerun this episode on Friday. So for the people that are usually looking for us on Friday, we'll still see that. People that are normally watch CW on Friday, will still have some content to ingest. It just won't be live. So if you want to comment, you can comment.
Yeah, you can still comment.
Then you can hear yourself back on Friday. Right?
Yeah, or you can just comment too on Friday.
Yeah, you can comment on Friday too. We just won't see it in real time, but we'll see it later.
Yeah.
But Double A, how the hell are you, bud?
Doing good so far.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, the mornings are starting to get a little cooler here.
Yes,
not
finally,
too much, but it heats up pretty damn quick though.
I know. Yeah, but man, when I get to if I walk from work to get a coffee in the morning, it's like that heat wave doesn't hit me when I walk out. Oof. So that's been nice. Yeah. What about Double A adrenalized me in the world of pop culture? Has there been anything of note that stuck out to you? I can think of one thing. Sadly, what we always talk about with death, but Diane Keaton.
Yeah, Diane Keaton and Drew Struzan.
Yes, Drew Struzan. famous artist for
you would know him. Yeah, post art for the Star Wars movies, the Indiana Jones movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Lord of the Rings. I think he did those too. The Goonies. Just about any damn poster by Spielberg, Lucas, or anyone really. You had that man doing The Thing. He did that poster for The Thing. Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Double A. It's kind of funny, right? Like I guess I don't think about it sometimes, but it's like, man, back then it's like it wasn't like these like nice mocked up pictures. It was like someone actually painting and doing art. So that guy was great. Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
I wish, man.
He went to cons, though.
Yes, he did, and I know there was a time where I could have, but I think money issues were a problem, so we didn't go. But man,
your cousin Tony, maybe. I feel like maybe Tony has the guy's autograph on his poster, but yeah, man, icon of art. You know what I mean? Movie poster art. If you're a fan of film like we are, you know what I mean? Like again, like
those posters are fucking legendary.
What about Diane Keaton, Double A?
Yeah,
what
shocker.
I think I know her mainly from
Godfather.
Right? But my mom loves As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson. So and I like her in that movie. She's very lovable in that movie. I hate her in The Godfather.
Not As Good as It Gets.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
I get those confused. Yeah, something's got to get. As Good as It Gets is Helen Hunt.
Yes.
Which I was like, her and Jack, like kind of age gap there. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny, right? And Something's Got to Give. It's like he only dates younger women, Jack Nicholson, and he's a writer, and he writes. I think is he a writer now?
No, he's a record shop owner.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, for a lot of people, they went over for the Woody Allen movies.
Okay. First Wives Club. Yeah. I mean, mainly for me, Godfather. You're part of an iconic franchise. And again, Kate. I mean, I will always remember her as Kate because I'm like, I fucking hate Kate. I'm like, man, I so wish Godfather's Italian wife didn't get blown up. Michael's Italian wife, Apollonia. I was just like, wow, Kate's such a fucking bitch. I was like, why never whack her? He should have put her on the boat with Fredo. I was like, man, she just, she just grew the ire of Mike. Sorry.
But Al Pacino was really in love with her for a long, long time.
In real life?
Yeah, they
really
dated during those movies. And
oh wow, I didn't know that.
On and off for like the majority of the 70s and 80s, on and off.
Okay, and she's no relation to Michael Keaton at all, right?
Oh no.
Okay,
no, because remember his name is something else. Remember there was a story that came out that he had to change his name because somebody else had his name.
His real name?
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, and so he had to change it to like Keaton. I forgot why he chose Keaton. It was something. It was something else.
You know, it's funny, Double A. There was a very brief window of time when I thought, you know, I think I'll try stand-up comedy. When I was going to go by Chuck Martin, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I found out there was a comedian named Chuck Martin. So I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Martin,
you really got to look at those names.
Yeah. Look, hey, I tell people all the time the story of this podcast, right? They're like, how'd you come up with the name, right? It's kind of wordy, right? Just Another Friday Night. I was like, believe me, we went through hundreds of names. And literally on the night we were recording, it was Double A. I give him all the credit. He was like, why don't we call it Just Another Friday Night? Like the Sin City book, Just Another Saturday Night, you know, with a great Marv Solo story. And I was like, I think it's great. And here we are 5 years later. So you might not know this guy, Double A, but D'Angelo.
Yeah, I know the name. I don't know the song.
Had a famous couple of hits, and then he had this album called Brown Sugar. And I always remember, like, kind of towards the end of MTV doing videos, he had this video where he's pretty much like well, he's naked, but I mean, like, you know, they don't show it from the waist below. But in the video, it's just like him kind of like spinning on this thing or whatever, and you know, it's like a fit guy or whatever.
Yeah,
so it was like it was kind of like women were like, ooh, like, and he did a lot of like those like R&B like sexy songs, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, apparently he had pancreatic cancer. That kind of came as a shock to me. I listened to him a lot with Marquise.
And that shit will just creep up on you before you even know you. Like, I've heard so many times where people have been like, man, I thought it was just like bloated. I thought maybe I just ate something bad, scary. You know, and
scary.
It's, you know, a lot of times you're usually too late before, you know, you finally go see someone. Yeah. It's usually kind of spread all over. So that's why they always say that for guys, you really got to get it checked out. I know it's kind of like it's not how everyone wants you to get checked out, but I mean, it's
I've been
I mean, it's either that or, you know, or seriously, before you know it, you're dead.
I don't want something like that. And believe me, I have a lot of like stomach issues. So when I had that done, obviously uncomfortable or whatever, but
very uncomfortable. But
good to know. That was
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just scary. I mean, that's kind of the one that always creeps up, I think, on men for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. 14 Wellington in the house. 14. Happy belated Thanksgiving again. I think we said it last week, but happy belated Thanksgiving again. I hope it was good. You guys do the turkey and the whole thing? I mean, like, I don't know. I didn't look too much into Canadian Thanksgiving, but I'm curious. Like, do you eat bird and all that too, or do you guys do something else? You know what I mean? Let me know. Also, I kind of started an interesting journey. Well, first off, before I say that, I heard something too that MTV has finally decided
which I thought that was already over.
Yeah, like they said they're going to close off their I guess they have like MTV2 that still showed videos, but they're getting rid of music altogether.
Most people only have the streaming anyway. So
yeah. I saw somebody say, they were like, man, someone should buy the rights and just show videos all day like the old days. And I was like, man, that'd be badass. I mean, like, it was so funny because I used to like watching Beavis and Butthead because like they'd be watching videos.
But would it make it? I mean, because
I don't know.
You know, I mean, more and more people are kind of doing the music video route on YouTube.
Yeah, and there you can. I think you can. Well, I would say this: it would make it if you could show maybe more. Because I don't know if YouTube bans like certain things, but
that's what I mean.
Yeah, I saw some pretty racy like Rihanna videos where she's like,
but you don't have to show it like on YouTube. I mean, you can show it, you know, on a website. You know,
yeah. I think that Vivo is it Vivo? One of them is kind of like they show everything or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't even know if MTV would be. I mean, I wouldn't buy it because there's just so many ways now that artists can just do it on their own.
See music.
You know? So, I mean, especially if you do follow them and you get the notice, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do it here.
But damn, you know, it's kind of crazy, right? Because me and MTV are like the same age. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm 40. I just turned 44. I think MTV had just turned 44.
You just never know. I mean, it was still going pretty damn strong, well into, you know, maybe the early 2000s. I mean, there's still a lot of bands that from that era where you still know the music videos. You know, I mean, Santana, you know, came back big time with, you know, the Smooth video, and that was already 99. You know, and a lot of the metal bands that were doing the Ozfest stuff, even Ozzy, I mean, they were still doing music videos in the 2000s.
Yeah. And it's funny because I thought like when MTV died, music videos had died, that everybody was like, no, people still make music videos. They're just like on YouTube or whatever. You got to go look up the artists and look up the video.
Which again, if you follow them, I mean, obviously you get the notification real quick and boom, you can just look at it. And, you know, before you know it, you rack up like so many views and shit like that. So.
You know, but that's the thing though, right? It's kind of like sometimes I ask Jess in the morning, right? We pay for Spotify Premium. That's a free plug, Spotify. So if you want to kick a check our way, appreciate it. I'll be like, what do you want to hear, huh? And she's like, I don't know. And so it's like sometimes we end up listening to the radio a lot because it's just like we just we're not thinking about.
I can't stand
specifically want to play right, but or I'll put on a mix like on Spotify. What I hate is the commercials.
Yes,
and the talking
yeah.
that kills me. So as soon as I hear too much, I'll like. But if they're playing one or two good songs, like like our local rock station, to be honest, like sometimes on the weekend it can be okay, it can be tolerable. But for the most part, I'm playing the Spotify Premium, right? But like sometimes she's like clicking through like a lot, like if I'm on a certain playlist or whatever, and it's not even necessarily my playlist, it's just like a playlist. But she'll be like,
pick a song,
yeah,
and then it'll just start going.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Yes,
because that's kind of what I miss about the MTV, right? The way it's like I used to watch it, and
it just used to be anything.
Yeah, I might not know a band. I might see like an R&B artist, or I might see like a country artist, and so I'd be like, oh, okay, so that kind of exposed me to that. Like one time, I know Friday Night or Holty Bear John, he was asking me, he goes, "Hey man, how do you find new music?" And I go, well, I just feel like I'm always listening. So like if I hear it in a show, a movie, a commercial, if I hear it in a store playing, I'm like, what's that? I'll like get the song and then I'll like go listen. And I'll try to find more songs by the artist if I like the way it sounds. I mean, it's like all kinds of ways now but in the old days it was just that. It was like, man, I just want to like sit in front of MTV and see
I've heard so many people around our age saying that that's what they kind of used to do. They used to just put on MTV, and while they were doing something, maybe making food, cleaning, doing homework, they just would have the MTV in the background, just playing,
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's good to get some tunes. 14 says, we did the whole Thanksgiving meal with the family, followed by a long nap. Hey, that sounds awesome, 14. I dig it, man. I dig it. Let's see here. That 14 also says, he goes, I'm from the era when you listen to artists on the radio and then got shocked by their music videos. That's what they look like. Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or just when videos were like kind of revolutionary, right? Like you think about guys like what was the Sledgehammer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Peter Gabriel.
Gabriel, the Land of Confusion from Genesis. Tool, we talk about Tool and the little like claymation guy. I mean, like, dude, that stuff was like so like, man, this is like edgy
and
cool.
then they were cool, man. A lot of those videos were really fucking cool. I mean, Tool has a lot of really cool videos.
Yeah.
Slipknot used to come out with some really badass videos. A lot of the rappers used to come out with.
Dude.
Great fucking women.
Bone Thugs, the Crossroads, man, where he was like you thought he was like death, but then you find out he's like an angel at the end, like, which is kind of cool. Like, that one part where he gets the baby, you're like, oh, yeah, this is kind of deep.
That's kind of what's cool because, like, these artists would try to go all out because you wanted the music video to be memorable, so you can keep showing it over and over and over, So
no doubt. Well, an end to a legacy.
But I mean, it's gonna happen just like everything else, right? I mean, it's just it's that era where it's just not nobody's watching that anymore.
Yeah. You got to get with the times. You got to be on TikTok.
I don't know how many kids actually do look at TV. Really, it's either the phone or it's the pad now. Like I've seen so many. I've seen adults too, our age too. That really aren't even looking at the TV anymore. They're just kind of looking at the pad, and they got their apps already downloaded, and all that kind of shit. And
it's almost like
you said, they got Spotify or YouTube where you just watch it now.
I saw out of the corner of my eye earlier today, right? One of my coworkers had come over to talk to another coworker, and I could see her out of the corner of my eye, and I thought she was standing with like her hands held in front of her, right, like her arms crossed, but she wasn't. She was standing. She was holding her phone or whatever, right? And I was like, it's such a thing that's a part of us. That's what made me think of. I was like, it's just such a thing that's a part of us.
Like I was watching Comic Book Man. Like I started watching it, right, and there was some dude who was trying to sell some collection, right, like a little one, not a big one, because he was gonna start doing a movie, right? And so they're like, oh, you're trying to be like Kevin Smith, right? And they go back to the round table where it's like Kevin Smith, and he's like, it's a little bit different now. I did have to sell my collection because we did have to rent cameras and shit like that. He goes, now you can do everything on the phone. He goes, we can edit on the phone, we can shoot on the phone, we can do all this other shit on the phone. He goes, literally, you really don't even need that much anymore.
The quality of the phone cameras nowadays is probably better than the cameras he actually used to film clips.
And I try to tell people that too. Like my daughter's like, man, I wish I could have had a CD player like you did. I go, no, you don't. That CD player was full of shit. It was like you had to like have it really steady. Make sure it didn't skip. I was like, fuck that. And the tape player too. I was like, man, the tape player is even worse. I was like, it would eat the film. Like I was like, no, these things were terrible. These were terrible products, So
check this out, Double A. I had always been chasing this album, right? That I had seen one day. It was a re-release, but it was released on vinyl. it was never released in the time of the movie.
Which is funny, they're coming out on vinyl.
Yeah. So I buy this vinyl for Creepshow too, right? Because I always love that soundtrack, and that's my favorite horror movie, right? You know, we're in October, so I was like, man, I want to hear it. And it was kind of funny. It's like my sister has a record player. It was covered with shit. We had stuff all over it, not literal shit, but like junk on it. Yeah. So I had to clear it off. And then I'm sitting like where it's at is it's right outside my nephew's room, right? So I'm sitting out there and I'm just listening to it. I'm just sitting there, right, like listening to it. The record's playing, and he comes out. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, and by that time, my dad had joined me, right? He's like, "What are you listening to?" Showing my dad the record, right? My dad's kind of looking at the liner notes, right? So we're just sitting there, right? But outside his room, he opens his door. He's like, "What are y'all doing?" And I was like, "We're listening to music." I was like, "This is how you used to do it in the old days. Just sit by the record player and listen." And I was like, I mean, I was enjoying the album, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, this is kind of weird now. Like, you don't really do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell Sam, I kind of come up here a lot of times. I come into this room and I got a record player too and a CD player. But, you know, I usually put on the Bluetooth. Yeah. And I tell him sometimes I just sit in here and just listen to the music. I don't do anything else. I'll just kind of find to space out, zone out, and just have the radio on in the background.
Hey, but it's funny, right? Even us listening to music, right? Like growing up together, right? We, you know, from your brother had this massive CD collection to where now when we jam out together in the backyard, it's all on the pad, right? Yeah. Pick a song, play a song. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, we
call it the jukebox. If you want to put your quarter in, you know, CM put a quarter in. It's his turn.
But dude, the whole reason I know deep cuts of Queen is because your brother would play the whole CD. So it's like you heard the whole CD. It's like you just don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's just not really done. You know, I guess that's why it's like a lot of people can get famous because they have a single, but no one's got a whole album.
It's kind of back to that, which I thought was funny. It's kind of like back in the 60s when a band would just release a single.
Right.
And that was it.
Right.
You know, I was like, wow, we're kind of going back to that again.
Yeah. Hey, everything old is new again.
Seriously, like you said, you bought vinyl.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy, right?
How is that coming back? How did that come back? I don't understand.
Double A, is your daughter and your wife, are they Swifties? Do they hear the new Taylor Swift album?
No, okay. They're not really.
Okay. Just
curious. Like it's funny. Like she told me her artist is Lana Del Rey.
Oh, I love Lana Del Rey.
So that's good. My daughter, and my wife is more still kind of like the Paula Abdul, Janet Jackson freestyle. You know. So she'll still get more pumped up for that stuff than the newer artists.
Speaking of your wedding anniversary, you know, I always remember Double A, one of the coolest cakes ever, the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album on the cover, on the top of the cake. I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome. I was like, man, Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
She surprised that for me. That was for me.
Was that like the groomsman cake? Was that one?
No, she just made that for me. That was like an extra cake.
That was awesome.
That was something just for me.
I don't even remember eating that cake. Do we eat that cake?
I don't remember either. Seriously, I don't remember.
I was trying to keep your brother from getting cut off by the bartender. I was like, don't cut that guy off. He's the best man. I was like, not that we weren't pre-gaming it.
Yeah, sometimes my brother, though, you know, like everyone else will be cool, you know, and sometimes with him, it's just.
I think he's grown up quite a bit, you know what I mean? But it's definitely was a time and a moment for sure. Yeah. Anything else, Double A, that kind of stuck out to you in news?
For us, I guess more importantly, WNBA, Becky Hammon, our girl Becky, you know, former San Antonio Silver Star, former coach for the Spurs, and now, you know, coach for what was the Silver Stars, the Las Vegas Aces. She won her third coaching title in 4 years.
That's incredible.
In her 4 years in the league, total, she's won 3, and she has a back-to-back.
Very, very cool.
There they staying. I mean, she's already gone down as one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Amazing.
She's like 10-2 in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw Stephen A. Smith, who I know is notoriously has hot opinions, but he was he was saying that he was like she should coach in the NBA. She should be.
I mean,
NBA
coach. whatever fucking lesson she learned from the Spurs. I mean, she must be applying it there.
Oh,
because I mean, I mean, people thought the Aces were out earlier in the year, and then they came back like. They had like a 15-1 run during like the second half of the season. And man, they just, you know, went all the way to the finals.
Dude, congrats.
Oh,
man.
So
congrats,
three titles in 4 years. And apparently your man Brady is part owner too.
Is that right?
Of that because I guess this whole buying of the Raiders, I guess encompasses the fucking Silvers or Aces.
Yeah. All right. So he gets a ring. Brady gets another ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean, he should. And I saw something like where, you know, the Davis, I forgot his fucking name, the owner.
Al Davis?
The son. But like he bought like the team for like cheap, like 2 digits, like 20 mil, some shit like that. But now they're worth like 300 mil. So Not bad.
That's crazy, right? That was one of those teams I think we knew when they moved to Vegas they weren't going to change the logo because that's like one of those iconic logos. I think we've even learned like from the Commanders that their logo prior was pretty iconic as well. Yeah. It was one of those like it's like the Dallas Cowboys. They'll never change the star. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that the Commanders lost money on losing that logo.
I'm sure
because it's so again so iconic.
Not just that too, but I mean, man, for them to go from something like that to a W. I'm like, wow, like nobody has like
not a good idea.
Like even wrestling, the wrestling shirts, I mean the belts, like now all the wrestling belts are just like a W. Right. Like, man, they used to have like some sweet fucking title belts.
Yeah, you gotta like show
everything's just fucking W, one's black, one's white. And it's like, wow, like no fucking ideas.
I get wanting to put your branding on something. I mean, right? but I mean, like
something like that though. I mean, at least it has color or shit like that. Like, man, the wing. There's a reason why people love the wing eagle belt.
Absolutely.
There's a reason why people like that big WCW.
Yeah. It looks like a championship.
Exactly.
Dude, what I got a real fondness for AA was the New Japan belt.
Oh yeah,
man, and I think they changed it too.
They did.
Yeah. Man, that old one, I was like, damn, that's a belt. I wouldn't mind a replica.
It looks like the wings or something now.
Yeah, like they were trying to go for a winged eagle, but that old one just looked big and like it was like stuck out.
It really did.
Like, man, they really
it looked like it was heavy, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I think they have like an Intercontinental or like whatever their secondary title was. That one was very sweet too. I was like, damn, the New Japan belts look slick. 14 says, my wife actually bought a record player for the nostalgia of getting vinyl albums and listening to the old sound from the speakers, crackles, and all. We are now amassing a large 80s, great. 90s, and 2000s. Oh, that's awesome, that's 14. Hey, man, if you're ever looking for anything, let me know. I don't really buy too much vinyl, but sometimes I just wander into shops because I like the nostalgia too.
So now that musicians are kind of like starting to do appearances now, I am buying certain vinyl, but that's just, for them to sign.
Yeah.
Because it just looks really fucking cool.
See, this is exactly what I
say. I'll bring it right real quick.
Yeah, I told AA before. I was like, man, when you meet someone like that, you want to get something like that sweet signed. Right? An album, I mean, is really excellent. One of my coworkers who she buys and sells vinyl, she gave me a really cool birthday gift, which was like an old Superman vinyl, which is like a recording of like, I guess like they're reading like a serial type stuff.
That's cool.
She gave it to me framed and everything. I have it hanging on my wall.
That's better. Yeah, so like Marky Ramone came to San Antonio. Marky Ramone, like pretty much the drummer of the Ramones. Well, I had him signed. He was in another band called Dust, right? But this cover is by Frazetta. Real quick, I'll show you that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is like, it's called Dust, the band. And, obviously you see how just badass the vinyl looks compared to like maybe if you got like a CD.
Dude, that's very cool, he signed it
too. He even put it like his original name, a.k.a. Marky Ramone. But, I mean, just the vinyl, I mean, it just looks better.
Dude, a Frazetta cover is awesome. Yeah. I bought my dad the Joe Satriani, the Surfing with the Alien, just because he loves Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer's on that cover, which is pretty cool.
It is. That's cool. I don't know how he did it. I forgot why he did it or how he was able to get the Surfer. I don't think he got permission.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he did.
Back then, you just give someone an image. Hey, put this on my thing. Right. Dark Legion Collectibles in the house. They say, howdy. What's up, Dark Legion? We appreciate you being here, man. If you're new, we're just another Friday night. We are normally the Friday show, but we're doing a Wednesday early one. We'll have to rerun this one then.
But stick around. We're going to have a really cool subject to talk about.
I really want to hear what people have to say. Kara's in the house. Kara, where did you get the shirt, Charlie? This is my Midnight Snacks shirt, Midnight Cravings shirt. I got it for my birthday from Amy's friend Roxanne, I think. Or did it come from you, Kara? It might have came from you, Kara. I'm sorry. It did. It was a birthday gift, and it might have been from Kara. I don't remember. I'm sorry. So help me if I'm wrong. Yes, I love this shirt. I love the Halloween monster cereals are my favorite. So yeah, if I got it wrong, Kara. Sorry. Oh, here we go. She's gonna get on me. Oh, that signed album.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet though,
and it looks cool. I mean, it really does. It looks really fucking.
Dude, a Frazetta cover like that's really cool. I thought you were gonna show a Ramones one.
Well, so I had a Ramones, but his price because like he was supposed to came in COVID year, right? Came like maybe a year or 2 years ago, but his price kind of went up, and I was like, and I had both. I had his first Ramones album and that one, and my brother kind of didn't have shit. He was gonna have a CD. So I gave my brother and boy, I gave him the first album with the Ramones. So he has actually the.
Is that where they're standing on the
it's like a cartoon cover. It's
kind
of a cartoonish cover.
Okay.
So I had, he had that, and I gave it that to him. I go here. I can't afford the 2 autographs anyways.
Right.
And I bought those vinyls back in 2020. You know what I mean? So I had been waiting anyways. So I go here. You get it signed. It's better than the CD. You know,
absolutely.
And, you know, I'll just have this one, which I love. I love this album too.
Yeah,
the Dust. It's the band Dust.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like that album a lot.
That's awesome, man.
And then he was even kind of jealous because Marky Ramone was kind of like, "Oh man, Dust, man, that's such a great album.
Dude,
what a
that's
great
cool.
fucking record."
Well, I'm sure everyone brought him Ramones.
Oh, sure. So
what's the cover? There's one cover, right? Double A of them where they're kind of like all against the wall.
yeah, that's like the first album, I believe.
Okay, I thought you had that picture in here.
No, I don't have that one.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean that's very cool. Also, too, that's like it's Frazetta. You know, we're into that stuff, fantasy art.
We are.
I mean,
really
like
bad.
You know, and then you're getting that sign. So that's
like even
cool.
Will was kind of like, "Oh man, that's a great cover."
Is that just a piece that they got permission from Frazetta, or
no? I think he did
them?
it for somebody else.
Yeah, that's awesome, though, man. That is still very awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot else though. If you want to get into, oh, here we go. Here's this. No, it wasn't me, but I like it. Okay, then it was Roxanne, Amy's friend Roxanne from the Valley. Thank you, Roxanne. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and I got some really cool blankets with these guys out there too. So those courtesy of Kara. Thank you, Kara. Yeah, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we were kind of talking, right? We wanted to keep spooky season going, right? We had Marvel Zombies, you know, we had Drew Edwards, Halloween Man, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I asked Double A, I said, well, you know, we're going to do this one early, which is, you know, totally fine. But I said, what are we going to talk about? Because we normally kind of have it fleshed out. But by this time, guys, in our 5th year, and we've talked about a lot of Halloween stuff. You know, we talked about Universal monsters. We talked about slashers. We taled about kind of the things you might think. Friday the 13th franchise. I mean, like, you know, Alien. I mean, like
Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah,
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, and before we get into the Leprechaun franchise or Chucky, we wanted to see what else we could pull out of our hat. And Double A has had this kind of idea for a while, right? Been kind of kicking it around for a while. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's a great idea. I was like, there's nothing scarier, you know, than when you think about like the end of times, right? What happens when, you know, all this goes away, right? Like it could come in many forms, right? But people talk about the apocalypse, right? Like, what's it going to be like? Will it be like fucking, you know, Terminator 2 when you see Sarah Connor fucking on the fence Burning. And it just rips her flesh off? I mean, that would be ground zero, Double A, but what about the rest of it? You know what I mean? Like, would we be like, you know, a movie like the Book of Eli or The Road? Would it be like something like, you know, and even then, what about, you know, if we don't make it, what about the generations after us? That might, I mean, like there will always be, where there's doomsday preppers now, right? There's people that, you know, people might just be far enough away. You know what I mean? Like I've heard that if something happens, you got to be like 3 miles out of a major city. You know what I mean? Well, like a lot of it, you know, me and you can hit the rural area pretty quickly if we get out of the way, if we know something's coming. You know what I mean? And we're in a major city, but again, me and Double A are also kind of close to where rurality would be starting, so potentially we could make it. But then what happens? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of world are we living in? You know what I mean? Like, what's caused it? Is it zombies? Does AI rise up? Is it robots? You know what I mean? Is it just a famine? Is it nuclear war? I mean,
what is it? Yeah, what could it be? And you know what? It's kind of funny because I mean that seems to kind of excite people, kind of like afterwards, and not like saying like we want the apocalypse, but you know, we kind of start thinking like we start asking questions, right? Like shit, where would you go? Would you go back to your family? You know, would you take care of you? Where would you go first? Would you try to go to like a Sam's? Would you try to hit a pharmacy? You know, what would you do?
Yeah.
Would you stay home? Would you go somewhere else? What would you do? So like the questions always kind of pop up, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
what the hell would you do?
We're fans of The Walking Dead, right? We're both not caught up on Daryl Dixon yet, but we probably both will watch it, and I assume we'll eventually talk about it. But you know, one of the things that kind of keeps us going with that show is that we have those kind of conversations. Like, you know, like you know, do you think you
or like there's ways too, right? There's like inventive ways. Like I remember the end of the Once Who Lived, the Rick and Michelle. You know, they find the hybrid car. Remember? I was like, oh, okay. Well, shit, the solar. Look, you start thinking about solar panels after a while. You're like, shit, maybe that is a good idea to get them in your house.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, I want to think I'm going to be this hero and this badass that makes it. I'm like, nah, the truth is I'll probably just give my arm to the first zombie I see and be like, let's just get this shit over with. Because, you know, the way that the suffering and the struggling and the no AC and the starving all doesn't sound good to me. I'm like, I don't think I can make it.
Finding food every day, trying to stay cool, trying to stay quiet, you know.
It's so funny, right? I keep hearing now, right? Like people are talking about like how bad bottled water is now. Right? Like bottled water is bad. Bottled water has microplastics in it. Yeah. I'm like, I always say, hey, if you're in The Walking Dead, you would drink it, right?
Yeah,
you'd be like, oh, fuck,
you really would.
Yeah. So it's like, but in that world, it's like, you know, you're just surviving, you know, you're all survivalists, you know what I mean? So Let me hit these comments real quick, double, and then we'll get into
Dark Legion.
what you thought. Yeah. Dark Legion says there's a bunch of good movies at Tubi right now. Dark Legion, tell me some of the ones you've watched or what are your favorites so far you've seen. I'd like to know. The most depressing probably is The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
I've only seen it once, and I've never seen it again.
Yeah, I think I saw it once too. Viggo Mortensen, right? Yeah, and the little girl. Yeah, it was very dark. You know what? But see, when we talk about it, I haven't seen it in a long time. Like, yeah, we'll watch.
But you know what? I was excited though when that movie came out.
Looked good.
Again,
yeah,
because it's apocalyptic,
right? Right. And I know you dig the post-apocalyptic.
Yes, I do.
The dystopian type.
And I mean, this could be like anything. Like one of my favorite books of all time is 1984. And that has like one of the most horrible futures ever you can think of.
Yeah.
One of my favorite X-Men storylines, two of them actually, Days of Future Past and Age of Apocalypse. Two great fucking future stories.
Oh yeah.
That are horrible.
Very dark. Very dark. Yeah. I remember thinking I was just glad Wolverine was alive. I was like, oh man, Wolverine's alive.
One of my favorite Justice League episodes, I think I had you watch it, was where Superman gets zapped by Toyman. And he goes to a future Earth where Vandal Savage fucked everything up.
Yes,
and Vandal said, it's ugly. He's finding like these mutated creatures.
Right.
Him and Vandal Savage are trying to survive. And Vandal Savage sends him back. He tells him, "Stop me." He tells Superman, "Stop me at all costs." Or else this is gonna happen. And and you see it like Superman does stop him, and you see that whole world disappear, including Vandal Savage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like even my wife got into that episode.
Yeah, that's
she was watching it. She started like I was watching it. She started watching it just like out of the blue, and even she got emotional.
Yeah. Kara says, "Yeah, the Rapture. No kidding, right? People have been talking about that lately." Joe says, "I know it's been a long week, but it's Friday. Yeah, Friday, hey, boys.
Friday, Joe, is my 10-year wedding anniversary, so I gotta do that."
Hey, but it means you get to be here, Joe. So we're glad for that. I know you've got a new episode out too. You and Anthony Caruso from Tis the Podcast, who he just released his Patreon episode with me guesting on there talking about Superman. So we're all in a little loop here. Go check out Joe's show now. Watch this with Anthony and remind me what y'all talked about, Joe. And if you want to hear, if you're a Patreon member, there's what you can join for just $1. I've joined for just $1. You can hear me talk about Superman with Anthony and Jerry. And Joe, too, I think. Joe, were you on that episode? I can't remember. It's been a lot. It's been a week.
Yeah.
Then Dark Legion says, you got to mentally prepare for that one. Yeah, he goes, and I think we're going to watch The Ring. 1984, incredible but depressing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything about these type of movies or these type of shows, double A, that is uplifting. I mean, we've talked about The Walking Dead in almost every facet on this show, but that's one of the futures, right?
Yeah, because in Terminator 2, right? I was like, man, what a great fucking ending, what a great movie, right? Yeah. And then a few years later, he come out with part 3, where it was like, oh, that didn't matter. All they did was just delay it.
Yeah,
like it still came.
You're like,
they just delayed the date.
It's inevitable, man. You're like,
I remember seeing that the movie Driving. I was like, oh wow.
I saw somebody say recently, double A. Somebody said recently, I can't remember what site I saw it on a post, but it said Terminator 2. The greatest sequel ever of all time. And I was like,
I mean, it's a contestant for sure.
It's got to be up there.
I mean, because
especially when you talk about that beats the original. You know what I mean?
And the original is so fucking good.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Like you're telling me, like certain movies I put up there. Terminator 2 is one of them. Matrix is one of them.
Yeah.
Which is another is a fucked up future from the Matrix.
I've been thinking about that movie a lot lately. Just how
great, to me, great, perfect movie. The Matrix, Terminator 2, Empire.
Right.
Like if you want to talk about like science fiction, like kind of like movies or sequels. Well, movies just period.
Right.
I mean, Terminator 2, Empire, that one. I mean,
well, let's back up to a little bit. The listeners, we did bring up the Matrix, and I mean, like obviously that one, the sequel is not better, but
no,
the original, the OG is
just that one
near perfect.
Movie.
Yeah, but man, I mean, what a concept, right? The way we become like again, it's
AI.
It's AI. The machines become self-aware. He says, or is that what he says? He says, I forgot what.
I want to say they become aware too.
Yeah.
And after a while, I guess they wipe out what they think is the remaining humans, and they start growing humans to energize.
Yeah, they're using humans as a battery
because they figure out we have so much more energy.
Yeah,
than what they
because it's so far in the future. Like Morpheus is like, we don't know who blocked out. We know that it was us that blocked out the sun because we thought that the sun was too abundant a resource for the machines. And then it was like it didn't matter because they had already figured out they could harness us.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh damn, that's like a crazy ass twist. You know what I mean? Like, and we're living in this construct, right? Which everyone thinks we're living in a construct now too, right? Are we in a construct?
I'm still not leaving this construct.
Hey, when I put this steak in my mouth,
I'm with him. Yeah, I'm not going back.
I mean, these are not great, but I don't know if I want to be woken up yet. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be eating the gruel.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that.
He's like, it's got everything.
It's got everything you need. Yeah, I was like, fuck that.
It does not. And he's like, if you want to meet the lady in red, I can arrange a private meeting.
And even then, right? It's like it's just virtual reality.
I love the chick, the digital pimp hard at work. And that movie is just so good. I mean, like, but again, an extremely scary and dark future where you're like, fuck. And again, we're gonna eventually start thinking about it now, guys. We want to hear what your thoughts are, but I mean, if you can even imagine this, Double A, but is there a particular dystopian future you'd prefer to be in? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they all sound. Would you rather be dealing with zombies or crazy ass machines that are harvesting you? You know what I mean? Or
a world of robots, a world of apes, a world of zombies.
Yeah. What about that classic right there? The Planet of the Apes movies. I mean, we just got this recent run of great new apes movies, but going back to the original, the Charlton Heston one, where you're like, oh shit, like the world is like, we're the, you know what I mean? We're the
it's
subspecies, you know.
And then it just sucks every time you hear like the reasonings why, you know, just everything fell apart. You know, like in Planet of the Apes, it was just a big ass war that happened. You know,
we just can't seem to get along with ourselves. What do they always tell us? What does Agent Smith say? It's in your nature to destroy. So he goes, the first page was with a utopia, but y'all couldn't handle it.
You can handle it.
I was like, we just can't leave well enough alone.
And I mean, we're not talking about just like now. I mean, you can look throughout. If you're a historian, you can look at the beginning of history.
Yeah,
you know, Cain couldn't stand Abel, so he killed him. Yeah, you know, it's like damn, like you know,
they told Eve not to eat the apple, and then
what did she do?
Was like,
she fucking still ate the apple.
But again, you know, you don't know that you're in paradise if you don't have any comparison.
The devil, apparently, if you believe it, was an archangel that you know could not stand human beings, and the devil started a war. They should have showed Eve and Adam the 40-hour work week and been like, oh. So yeah, I mean, it always just seems like it's just you know somehow every time the apocalypse happens, it's usually because it was. Or the zombie, though, it's usually because of the military.
What about what did they say in Mad Max? Why it became that way?
War.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, Mad Max. Yeah. That's another one. I know.
And then that too. Like, and if you ever seen like the Mad Max movies, those movies are it's just humans, groups of humans that come together, but in the worst possible ways.
Yeah. And you have that too, right? You have that okay, when humanity is at its end, you see who the real savages are or whatever.
Who are the survivors and who aren't going to make it.
Yeah, you know, again, to kind of go back to Walking Dead, but it's like we talk about, you know, your Negans versus your Rick, you know what I mean? It's like you might want to be the nice guy and think you're doing the right thing, but eventually you have to get your hands dirty, you know what I mean? Which obviously Rick did, and you know, all of his group too, as much as we consider them the heroes, it's kind of about perspective, you know what I mean? The Last of Us, right? The mushroom people.
Yeah,
the clickers, you know. Let's see real quick. Joe says, "I Am Legend." Yeah, that's another great one where they're not exactly zombies, are they? They're like
I can't remember. It's supposed to be zombies or vampires,
or it's like a virus, though. I think it's
it's a virus. Yeah,
that makes them turn into a rage. Yeah, which is kind of similar to 28 Days.
Yeah, except with them though, that becomes the normal. See, that's the thing about I Am Legend is that he becomes kind of like the legend, you know, where that's what they used to be like.
The guy. Oh, okay.
So they are the normal people now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one was a remake too, right?
Yeah. So Vincent Price Price did it first, and then Charlton Heston. Okay. And the Simpsons made fun of the Charlton Heston one.
Okay.
In one of the early Halloween specials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was called, what did they call theirs?
Last Man on Earth.
Last Man on Earth, right.
But then the Heston one is called Omega Man.
Omega Man, yes. Yeah.
And then I Am Legend is the one, I think, that actually takes the title.
The title for the book.
Yeah.
Is it Philip K. Dick also, or one of those?
Let me look it up real quick.
It might be one of those, because I know he has a lot of those type of stories, whatever. If someone else knows, feel free. I'll get some comments while we're going here. Then 14
Richard Matheson.
Okay, excuse me. 14 says the happiest end of humanity as we know it show. I've watched Oh, the happiest end of humanity as we know it show I've watched was Sweet Tooth. Equals human minus animal plus
human animal hybrids.
Or born to replace.
Yeah,
yes, I remember seeing that. Yeah, they have the horns. I only watched season 1. 14, and I liked it, and I don't know why I didn't ever get to season 2. But did you like season 2?
I don't think it made it. I think
they got a second season.
No, they got a second, but I don't know if they got
past that. Yeah, I know the comic was popular. That's why it got made into a show.
I know it's popular, but sometimes some of these shows just don't make it. Like, I mean, why?
Right.
Why The Last Man is supposed to be considered almost like the book. Right, for a 2000,
but it didn't take off.
It didn't take off.
That's
another end of the world.
Yeah, that's another good one. I remember that one being crazy popular.
It was.
In the comic book.
It was,
and the concept sounded neat to me. Mm-hmm. He was like the last man, and there was just a bunch of women. You know what I mean? 14 also too. What I remember them in the Sweet Tooth is like they were still kind of after the kid, right, or something like that. It was still like
because
chase,
it was still. I think they were still like humans.
Yeah. And I always feel like there's that struggle for like and weren't there humans that didn't like the hybrids and they were like trying to, so there's always still this like conflict within man. Hell, Fallout. We covered the Fallout show. That's you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, and you've got ghouls and you've got like these vault dwellers, and then you've got people that stayed above. You know what I mean? So it's like again too where I think the concept here, Double A, is we're our own worst enemy.
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's this one say, Double A?
A post-apocalyptic movie I'm a fan of that isn't super depressing. It's a film called Hostel. Kind of bittersweet. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you do.
Okay. That sounds interesting. That's not bittersweet. Interesting.
Joe says a more modern end movie. This is the end. From Seth Rogen, James Franco. It's funny as fuck.
That one definitely does have a funny turn to it. You know, you've seen that one, right?
Yeah, I love it. We love that movie.
At least they get to ascend. You know what I mean? Like you get to get out of there. You know what I mean? But unless you're Channing Tatum, then
or Danny McBride.
Yeah. They got a raw deal on that one.
Yeah. Speaking of Construct, I heard they're remaking Truman Show.
Interesting.
Wow, really?
Pretty solid flick on its own.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to see why.
I know. I'm like, what are you going to improve on or change on that? I'm kind of curious. I guess in the world we live in now, I guess they can always admit it because, like, that's in a world where there was no phones, no blah, blah, blah. So you've got to make it like, I kind of do like the idea, though, when they make something and they're like, well, could it happen now? Because you kind of think maybe the Truman Show couldn't have happened.
That predicted the future.
I don't know. You know? Yeah, it's very interesting, right? Where we're all on camera.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So we're all a show.
The I Am Legend novel is better than film, in my opinion. And vampires. She said they are supposed to be vampires.
Interesting. Okay, so they are feeding on. Yeah, it's always interesting to me too. Like when it's like I see some zombies now, and I'm like, are they still eating brains? Do you still have to just shoot them in the head? Like some zombies are different. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. Like, are we still dealing with zombies? Is it a traditional zombie,
or is it just now a virus now? Right. Like rabies now. Like I think that's where most of them have gone to.
Yeah, and it's not even like because what was I watching? Well, I was watching the Marvel zombies, right? And then like I was kind of like, well, do they die just by getting shot in the head, or like if they bite you or scratch you, do you turn? Like, does it have to be a bite? Is it in saliva? So like,
seeing that more and more, like even like World War Z, it was kind of like if the blood gets into your eye,
right?
Like a fucking bloodborne pathogen or something, it gets in your mouth.
Which makes sense because a lot of times, remember, even at some points in The Walking Dead, they're rubbing the guts on them to mask themselves. But I'm like, what if you have like I would imagine they have lots of open
remember
wounds.
In The Walking Dead, though, they said they're all infected. Remember that was the big thing in season 1. Okay. You're already fucking infected. You're gonna turn. Even after you die, even if you live to an old man, you're gonna fucking.
But if you get bit, you turn faster.
Yeah.
Okay. It just activates it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that makes sense too. I know it's like another thing I saw too recently. It was like something about vampires, and I was like, I thought if the vampire bit you, like you die. Like it's like not die, but like you turn.
Yeah, because it's kind of like an interview with the vampire. Remember, he would bite him, but then you'd have to like drink the blood.
Yeah.
Then
you turn. Right?
Yeah.
But if not,
because remember even in Blade, remember they bit her. But she didn't turn. She was able to fight it off.
Yeah. So maybe if you don't finish them to the last drop, then you get to turn, I guess.
Netflix did complete the Sweet Tea series in 3 seasons. Okay. If you find the time, it's worth finishing.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a shot. I already started it. So yeah. 28 days, weeks, years later, had my favorite iteration of zombies, the Rage virus. Okay.
Which I heard that movie is one that kind of introduced all that kind of shit.
Like it being a virus and not
virus, but like them being fast and running,
and
all that kind of shit.
Okay,
that movie usually gets credit for.
I kind of miss the idea of like zombies rising from the grave, like the dead rise again. You know what I mean? So like,
Joe says, Walking Dead, you gotta die.
You gotta die. Yeah.
Favorite vampire movie is 30 Days of Night. I love the premise of 30 Days of Night. I've never seen, I've never read the comic, but the whole premise of Alaska going dark, which does happen.
Yeah. And they go there to like,
I'm like, wow, that's
why not be here?
Great.
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
My sister loves that first one. I know they did a sequel.
I saw the first one. I never saw any of the other ones.
Okay, yeah. I like the first one too. I thought that was pretty cool. Different at the time, you know.
Vamps play it loose too, like this. Some can be in it.
Some could be hanging out.
Or you can put sunscreen on, like in Blade.
Or if you're covered up, right? Like the sun doesn't have to be directly on your skin. Like, all right, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of your favorites. So, like, what are the ones that come to your mind?
So Mad Max, obviously comes to mind because
maybe like one of the OGs of
it has to be
genre.
Because I don't think I tried to remember if there was an apocalyptic movie like that series beforehand that completely rewrote the game. I mean,
it starts already in this bad future.
And you know the just about like you're wearing anything you can put on. You're putting stuff on cars. You know, you're like making weapons. You're following. You're being part of the pack just to be part of the pack. You know what I mean? I think that franchise is kind of the one that started that whole kind of thing. I don't think you get Walking Dead sort of without kind of like the Mad Max vibes.
And gas is one of the primary things they're looking for, right? To kind of
in the Road Warrior in that one.
And you got to think about that too, right? So like they filmed that in like what in the 70s,
80s.
In Australia, which kind of looks, I mean, I know that their outback kind of looks like a wasteland, so it's kind of like, man, that's cool. I wonder if that is built up now, like it's gotten more modernized or not.
I'm sure.
I would imagine. I don't know how much of you know, and it's always like when they film things like Game of Thrones, where you got to find these areas of the world that still look kind of.
And that's what I like too, because even though the other two films weren't like big hits, it was kind of cool just to see, because it's still George Miller.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of see like what else he wanted to bring into the franchise. You know, like he got, you know, the Tom Hardy one.
Right.
That was a different part that you didn't see in the first three. Yeah. That's what I always like. Is like the first one is like it still looks like there's a little bit of order. The Road Warrior, he goes to some village where is, you know, another group is trying to steal all their shit.
Right.
Then in the third one, it's like Tina Turner and is running like the top part of the city, and then there's like another group that's running the bottom. And they're using like for energy, I think they're using like droppings. Like I think you're using like shit because you know you can make like how they did in Walking Dead. In the Negan series. Using the gas.
The methane or whatever it is. Okay, interesting.
And Tina Turner wants to take over. So it's kind of cool because you're showing them where he's going from here to here to here. And then with the Tom Hardy, he finds that spot, you know, where he's holding all the water. And then like in the prequel series, the one that where Anna
with Furiosa.
Furiosa. You know, there's that whole section. You know, so I mean, it's kind of cool to see all that kind of shit. Cool. And you know, and then Max too is a cop, just like Rick. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like he still kind of tries to bring some order. Shit, you know?
No doubt. Yeah, and again, I guess I never thought about drawing the similarities between them, but they are definitely there.
There's a lot. I mean, just like I said, just from the clothes that you just try to protect yourself with, to the makeshift weapons, to
I would imagine Kirkman's probably a fan now that I think
about it. You would have to be. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Yeah, because I mean, those were the action movies, right? You know, the 80s, right? You know,
and you definitely got the again to the you know the much darker, worse side of society. People that just go full savage mode. You know, they you know, it's kind of what kind of sucks, right? AA about these worlds, right? Is that there are those that are like that end up thriving because they give into their baser nature and they are like, well, they're totally ruthless savages.
It's like there is no more law. It's funny, just a little bit of laws that we do have that kind of maintain what we got. Because say for when I told my wife this, I go, say for instance, somebody proved that, you know what, there is no heaven, there is no hell. Yeah. How much of a difference would that make? Like for real, like if there was like proof, real proof that there is no afterlife, there is no punishment, there is no paradise. Right. What the fuck would humans do if they found out shit like that? I think we'd go pretty savage. I think, well, fuck it. If I kill all these people, I'm not gonna go to hell. Or you know, where I live by the 10 Commandments, you know, there is no paradise waiting for me. So
it's interesting to think about what
the little bit that of control that we have that kind of keeps everything in place.
Society's fragile. You know what I mean? Like society's fragile. We're constantly, I think, teetering on the very edge of well, just the nature of man.
It's like you keep pushing, like, well, I can kind of do this and I can do that.
Right.
I mean, look, people cheat on their partners. You know, that's supposed to be like kind of one of the commandments.
Right.
You know, and the killing goes on, but I mean, but if you go full Mad Max or Walking Dead, all that shit just goes out the fucking window.
You know what I mean? You know? But it makes me think though too, right? So like, what about in think about like Native American times, right? Okay. Like a village tribal type society. Maybe at this time, no knowledge of really like a God or a heaven or a hell. It's like, you know, you're more like, I don't know why you're morally drawn to do something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if you are there morals at that time? It's more like, you know, like, again, like surviving, right? Like, okay, you know, we've gathered so we can all have. If we work together, you and I hunt together, we bring the meat, you know what I mean? And then, like, you know, we all like work together, kids skin the animal. My family will eat, your family will eat, and we'll have pelts and stuff. So, you know, it's kind of like, well, what drew them? What prevented them? I mean, because I really feel as though sometimes like why we teeter on this, just look at right now, right? Like our ideals are what sets us apart, right? And it's like we teeter on this edge because, well, you know, we've kind of gotten so far from that, the mentalities of like, you know, doing for each other, working together. You know what I mean? Like, again, the earth itself, right? Protect the earth, right? The earth is like the only earth we got. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yet we run this fucking resource to the ground or whatever, you know, because we don't know what it's like to not have it. I can't imagine if I would go turn the water on when there was no water coming out. I'd be like, we're gonna fucking die.
For real.
I mean? So,
for real.
You know, very quickly, well, you know what I mean? Like, or when people talk about, like, look how we are sometimes when the power goes out. What happens? Me, you, and Jack text each other because we're all like, is your power out? Because we live close to each other. We're like, fuck. So we're like, great. Like, how long are we going to be off without this? Whatever. Like, you know, my sister works from home. Your wife works from home. It's like, you cut that. Then it's like, well, what now? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for real.
It's very interesting.
Like when we did have our snowstorm that cut power off for like almost like a week.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had power for most of those days. I was able to bring people in. I brought my mom in. I brought my two brothers and I brought their wives in, you know, and we had enough food for everybody, you know, so I remember
we had already moved food from our fridge to a cooler. But I remember that it was starting to get cold in the house. And so like we had all huddled into the living room and we were like, you know, like we were still comfortable, but it was getting colder. And I remember like it was at night already. And I was like, this is when it's going to get coldest because it's night and there's no heat. And then it clicked back on and I was like, I just remember thinking like, thank God. Like I was like,
it's funny though.
That was one day.
I know it's funny because my kids were starting to go all ape shit, you know, because there was like nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Apparently nothing they can do.
Right.
I was like, fine.
We're in a room literally surrounded by books, and it's like no, not doing that.
I was like, oh brother. Carol comes in and goes, that's some Pet Cemetery stuff, Rising from the Dead.
For real.
Joe says George Miller was rumored to do Justice League movie once upon a time.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, I did hear about that.
Really?
It looked bad. Like it looked bad.
I wonder how that would have been though. Interesting.
I don't know. I think it would have been bad. I don't think it would have been taken seriously. Dark Legion says never really been a fan of Mad Max, to be honest. I guess I'm not old enough to appreciate it. Try to watch the first one and felt so the first one really is.
Yeah.
You really have to be into Mad Max to kind of like really appreciate that first one.
Yeah.
But if I was to tell someone to watch Mad Max, I would never tell them to watch the first one. I'll tell them to watch Road Warrior. Road Warrior is the one that's fucking where you see, like, if you see Road Warrior, you're going to see everything that you see in like a lot of the future apocalyptic movies, like for real. Like, like all those kind of tropes are kind of like in the Road Warrior.
I think that's the one I like best, right? I know we talked about it before. Yeah. I think we talked about, did we cover
it's like you said, it's like everything just went to complete shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like the groups. Like everything good about The Walking Dead season like 1 through 4 or 5.
Yes.
Like you can see that in the Road Warrior.
Okay.
Like big time. Like I said, I mean, Max is like Rick.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to help you. At first, he's like just wanting to just get his stuff and move on.
Right.
But he gets involved with these people because there's this group. The cop part of him is still kind of like, well, you know, it's fucked up. These people are, you know, they're killing these people.
Yeah.
You know, because they're just being assholes about it. You know, they're not even trying to do any negotiations. They're like, no, we're gonna take your shit,
right?
And, you know,
yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's a great fucking movie. That race at the end is probably one of the best all-time like chases.
Yeah, that one I remember liking that one the best.
I mean, it's just fucking intense.
By the Tina Turner one, I was kind of a little bit turned
that
off by
one
that
kind of went like that one is like Return of the Jedi almost, where it's kind of like it's more playful. They bring in the kids,
right?
Just like Return brings in the Ewoks.
Yes.
But then if you see like Fury Road, that one kind of amps up. It's like, man, that one kind of should have been the sequel to Road Warrior. That one probably would have been so much better.
Actually, I'm with you though. Dark Legion. I was never a fan of these, like a huge fan of the franchise, but I wanted to watch it because I really wanted to get to Fury Road, and then when, of course, Furiosa came out, I wanted to sit, but I wanted to watch it in order.
But if you ever get a chance to see Road Warrior, and you have like if you have time, I would say watch it.
I think if you kind of do it the way Double A's saying, you might have a greater appreciation for it. Because when I think about them, you know, I wanted to see them in order, and I wanted to kind of go through the past, and I felt like you too. And again, too, I could totally get why people really love it or whatever. But again, it wouldn't be my favorite.
And then, like you said, kind of have it in your mindset too. Like there really kind of wasn't an apocalyptic movie like Road Warrior before Road Warrior.
Yeah,
you know,
without there being something maybe like more
like a blueprint,
gotcha.
You know, kind of deal. Joe says another apocalyptic movie I liked was Escape from New York. Great movie. What a great idea of making like New York a prison.
Yeah.
Like the whole island of New York is a prison.
Right.
Like, that's fucked up.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Tribes usually have a tribal chief.
That's true. There you go. Right. And I guess
acknowledge.
Yeah. And I know, right? And I think too, right, Joe, if you think, I mean, I know you're obviously a Roman Reigns reference, but you think back to those times too. Maybe you just need like that, which we kind of see, right? We see these. There's that one leader that becomes a moral compass. Well, because right, if you like, you said,
even now, I mean, if you look at throughout history again, when the country's at its lowest, we always look to one person.
Sure. Well, like we said, right? Let's say this: you have enough sense to know, like, man, if the biggest guy in the tribe, he wants to fuck all the women, right? And it's like, well, if you do that, eventually the men are going to tell him they're going to kill you or whatever, right? So it's like, hey. One man, one woman, right? Like just pick one you like. Maybe you get the hottest one, you know, then do your thing or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like, okay, same thing. Oh, I like your shit that you have. I'm gonna go steal your spear and your bow. And it's like, okay, well, if you steal someone's stuff, then when you go to spend it, that guy's gonna slit your throat. And then his guy's gonna slit your throat. Okay, so you gotta have some order. Okay, so look, so you think maybe you just say, look, you're going to make the spirits mad, right? Then they're going to curse your family. So you start to kind of create a little bit where you got to have like someone with some sense, right? The shaman or whatever, be like, hey, fucking knock it off, right? You're fucking acting crazy or whatever. Like, it's like, it's just the behavior. You realize that those behaviors are not conducive to forwarding your tribe or your society. Yeah, it's like, come on, man, we got to like work together here. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe what do you want to believe, you know?
Dark Legion, I hate skipping movies and franchise, even if they're bad. Yeah. When I watch Alien, I watch all of them, even if Alien 3 is depressing as fuck. Yeah, but you know, like I said, Mad Max is just, like I said, it's a good start. Like I said, you have to really be into that whole franchise to kind of really appreciate Mad Max. Because you're watching the world kind of go down the shithole.
But you already did the first one, Dark Legion, so now you can do the better one with
great.
The Road Warrior. Yeah, for sure.
Then you got fun ones too. I mean, you got fun kind of apocalyptic or fucked up futures, I guess. I mean, Back to the Future Part 2.
Okay.
Fifth grade fucking apocalyptic town future in his, right? You know, in that town, you know.
Man, if you give a true kingpin of like crime and that fucking
all the crime runs the town and everything.
Or you know, I mean, like I guess we look back at the original, you know, Planet of the Apes, kind of tongue in cheek or whatever, you know what I mean? But like,
but how scary it is, right? You land, and you know the whole planet's run by these fucking intelligent apes. Like, holy shit!
Or look at what we see, like even in the modern ones, right? The one that starts with James Franco or whatever. It's kind of like we kind of see how that could happen. Again, you know, man is what, you know, playing with science and doing these things and trying to make these intelligent apes. Well, then they do that, and then they eventually, you know, I mean, they're like, hey, you're kind of treating us like shit.
And then, you know, so that movie was kind of released prior to the pandemic, and it shows like at the end of that Planet of the Apes movie, the reboot, where, you know, the pilot gets infected, and it shows him how he's spreading from, you know, all the passengers get off, you know, they create all the, you know, infection. And, you know, after going through, you know, COVID, you know, where it was like one person can infect the whole group of people.
They call it like the simian flu or something like that, right?
And I remember they were trying to pinpoint, like, where was this person at? And where did this person go? And it's just, it got kind of scarier when actually surviving the pandemic. It got kind of scarier.
We lived that, right? We lived and you got to think about it, again, kind of the fragileness of society, right? COVID was what it was, but it could have been much worse.
But
it could have been
still. There was so many people that died. That shouldn't have died.
Right.
And
then you think about it, right? It's like, well, in the Planet of the Apes ones, it's that virus, right? And then so it's the decline of man because of the virus.
Yes.
And then at the same time the ape got smart. So it was like the rise of the ape, the rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like, man, fuck, here we are, right? So
but we did kind of go through our own, little post-apocalyptic, because man, it was kind of scary. We did have a curfew at one time.
Mm-hmm.
We did, there was supplies that were running out like crazy, where the stores kind of had to put like rations.
Yeah.
It was
stay in your house.
Stay in your house. You couldn't go out. Yeah, you couldn't do a lot of things anymore. Wear the mask. So.
Yeah, places were closed. we just saw.
It was crazy to see.
Yeah. I remember people that were going out, like they would go out because the cities were the streets were empty, so they would go out and film, and it looked crazy. Like it looked like an abandoned town. Yeah, schools.
Everyone was being at home.
What was so funny to me, right, Double A, is that when I thought about COVID, I was like, wow, what an interesting, for the conspiracy theorists, right, that were like, this shit was cooked up by the government, made in a lab, right? I thought about it, right? I was like, okay, well, let me think about it, right? I was like, okay, so number one, it's a good tester, right? Because it's not super, super deadly. It's deadly, but it's not super deadly.
It attacked people that have weak immune systems. That's what. Yeah. That's what it killed.
And again, they didn't make it this fucking like outbreak virus, right? Where like you get it 24 hours.
The Spanish flu,
because that's
like 1919.
Because that's terrifying, right? You're going to create a mass hysteria, right? So they put this virus out there that's kind of bad. But look what it did. It separated us from the things that drew us together, from going out, from school, from church. It's like, damn, people that couldn't go to church were like, we're doing virtual church. I remember. It was like, okay, so you can't be around other people. You're just around like the people that's necessarily in your house. And it was like, man, with that alone, it was like, as a society, like we were kind of crippled. You know what I mean? I was like, and again, it wasn't even a super bad virus. I was like, had it have been something really bad, like really deadly, it's like, I think we would have very quickly shifted into this mode of, well, fucking, I know so-and-so's got guns or whatever. Let's kill that guy, take the guns, or that guy kills you because he's got guns. And then this guy's like, oh, I used my guns, just keep using the guns. You know what I mean? So the whole thing is, there, right? It's like, and then that too, right? Is that what you go for first? Is like they say in The Walking Dead, the bullets are the currency of this world. You know what I mean? It's like, because you've got to essentially strong arm your way to everything. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking dark. You know what I mean? Like, or is it having resources? I want to go where I have resources, You know which one I like, Double A? Planet Terror.
Oh,
the Robert Rodriguez part of the Grindhouse 2 part, and they have this idea, right? It's zombies in that one too, and they're like, let's go to the ocean and we'll put our back against the wall, our backs against the water, and we'll build up this wall because the zombies, I guess, couldn't swim. But I was like, oh, that's kind of a good idea, right? Put your back to water, then at least you're only covering one front. You can build up.
And see, that's the thing too. I told my family, like something like that ever happened, I'd get like a boat and go into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
because fuck that.
Remember in which was the one the way that we which one was it where there's that island that's untouched by
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place, yeah. There you go. The aliens, and they show up, then it's like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're just wiping people out left and right? So, and the thing about the Matrix, right? Think about the Matrix, right? Though is like they're in the Matrix a lot, and they're dealing with the agents, right?
Yeah,
that are kind of after these rogue, detached people. Yeah. But for the most part, society is going on.
Yeah.
On the outside world, there's no real bad guy because like when Morpheus is trying to get things done, they have that council in Zion. They're like, kind of like, you're kind of a radical, this and that, or whatever. But there's no like, I think they've kind of gotten past I'm sure they're still bad humans. But for the most part, it's like, we're, the agents and all that is what the real problem is. Because remember, even that part, he's like, where's Zion? He's like, near the Earth's core, where it's.
That's right.
Because it wasn't warm on the surface, because it was no sun.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, you got the elements to deal with too, right? What do we got there, Dylan?
Dark Legion says the first Matrix was one of the best movies ever made.
Absolutely agree with you. Dark Legion cannot just. I cannot. It's probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it in '99. I just remember thinking, and I always have this thought in my mind. I've had it probably since I was a kid. But I'm like, what is really like original? What's original? And I just remember thinking, I was like, I've never seen anything like this. I thought it was incredibly original, from the marketing to.
I was blown away, and
I
still get blown away.
Oh yeah,
every time I see that movie,
I can truly, if it's on almost at any part, sit and watch it.
Like I said with Terminator 2, I'm just like, wow, like that movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, I just watched that the other day, and I told you lent me your copy because I wanted to watch the unedited.
Oh, that's
copy.
right. Yeah. Did you see it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
No, I haven't sat down to watch it since I just watched a regular run. But yeah. Another one you brought up, Double. Let's talk about that, right? Like we talked about resources running out and things like that. The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Katniss Everdeen and the Mockingjay, that story. I mean, it's like kind of, I don't know, did they really get into why the world is that way?
Something happened again, I think, with war, where I think in the book, like it's only like a small section of the United States that's like
that makes up the 12 districts, right?
Yeah, and then the rest is kind of like surrounded by water.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But in the middle is like the capital.
Yeah.
But they got enough where the districts are where you need to be in order to keep the capital going. Right. Yeah.
And again, too, it's kind of like the rich and the powerful are in the District 1. And then as you get further out to District 12, that's where like the poor and all that. But either way, you still got to pick one person to compete in these games that are for the entertainment. But if you win, you kind of like get these, fruits or whatever of like having like,
so they say,
mansion. Yeah. So they say and all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, again, too
brutal,
right.
For, these couples, I think they get it from 12 to 18 or some shit like
so,
that.
Yeah. The contestants.
You could get picked.
Because I remember like Rue is like really young.
Yeah.
And Rue gets picked. I was like, damn, no one stood up for her. Like, what happened with that?
Everyone was like, oh,
they're like, shit, sucks to be you.
Where I think they said the only districts that really volunteers like District 1, I think, because they actually train for that shit. So they actually
they want to compete.
They volunteer. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they also have like the most winners or something like that.
Some shit like that. But like in the book too, they said like even the winners, like they get kind of like they become kind of prostituted.
Yeah.
To the capital.
Yeah.
They promise you riches and all that shit, but then there's like, okay, you have to do this too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh shit.
I think, isn't there a part 2 in the book, Double where they say that the people that are at those parties are like eating so much or like throwing up?
Yes.
Meanwhile, the rest of the districts like don't have enough food, where it's like,
they make themselves starve so they can eat more or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's why, I think Katniss is kind of like, like, let's raise up and like fucking fuck this. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you're a couple, I mean, why even try to get pregnant? Why even do that? I'd be like, fuck that. I'm not gonna. Fuck that. We're not going to get pregnant.
As much time as they were doing that in The Walking Dead, I was like,
yeah,
you really want to raise a baby?
Why do you want to? Yeah,
like, it sounds like number one. That's like super impedes your survival. Like,
Joe says thought first Matrix took from Blade.
Oh, interesting, Joe. In what ways?
Just the chosen one shit.
Yeah, I was curious too. The Wachowskis borrowing from David S. Goyer, who wrote that one. There might have been aspects. The black leather. I don't know. Let us know, Joe, about that. What else comes to your mind, Double? I'm gonna throw you some 2 curveballs right here, because the one isn't necessarily dystopian, but it's definitely it's definitely like a fascist.
Well, remember too, it's kind of like movies, not just apocalyptic, but like futures that you just be like, man, this is like just the shits.
Right.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
Again, put yourself in the mindset. Okay, so here's 2 I'm gonna throw you. Okay. The first one I'm gonna throw at you, you turned me on to, and I love it. Equilibrium.
Oh, yeah.
Great Christian Bale movie. Tay Diggs, Sean Bean is in the beginning.
And then what's his name? See him from
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Robert the Bruce.
Yeah, Robert.
I can't remember his real name. Yeah. He's the prime minister or whatever it is. Again, too, it's kind of one of you get this drug. They destroy all the art and all the books. Again, is this kind of
It's like a 1984.
1984, yeah,
but mixed with
Fahrenheit 451.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're destroying all the books, and you also take this drug, right? That kind of like numbs your feelings.
Yeah.
You have to go every day, get your dose. Well, in the beginning, Christian Bale is teamed up with his partner Sean Bean, you know what I mean, and Sean Bean has gotten off his dose, and he finds books, he's starting to read them, he's crying, he's getting worse, he's having feelings, and they're like, so Christian Bale feels betrayed or whatever, he gets killed, whatever, but then it makes him wonder, right? Like, man, what was he thinking or whatever? He starts to get off of his dose, he starts to have those feelings, you know what I mean? Like all these things, right? He gets a new partner, his partner Tay Diggs. they have this incredible fighting style called gun kata. So it's like a form of like martial arts with the gun.
But you kind of see it now a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, John Wick and all that shit. I mean, like this is
I actually saw that in G.I. Joe 2 Retaliation.
Is that right?
Yeah, when Rock and Ray Stevenson go at it. They're kind of fighting, but with the guns.
The guns.
And they're shooting everywhere.
Dude, it is. I mean, when Double A showed this movie, how did you find that movie, Double A? That was fucking great.
Because when he had been cast as Batman, they said, look at Equilibrium. That was kind of like the test to see if he can actually do action movies. Yeah. At that point, Kristen Bell, was known for like American Psycho,
yeah.
And I mean,
she had the Bruce Wayne part now.
That's it.
In that movie.
That's really about it.
He was fit. He was fucking fit in that movie. Yeah.
But they're like, look at this movie, and you'll see he'll be able to do the whole Batman shit.
Yeah.
And so that's how I kind of found it.
You were still at your mom's, I remember, and you were like, you gotta watch this
like
movie. I think you might have loaned me like the DVD or something. And I was like, I gotta go buy this movie. And I have shown it to people since then. I was like, I haven't watched it in a while, but I want to watch. It's the kind of movies I'm ready to get my nephew to sit down and watch. Like, dude, you gotta watch this shit. This shit will blow your mind, right? And the other one I was gonna think of, Double A, which is one that I fucking love, near and dear to my heart, by one of our favorite writers, Alan Moore, V for Vendetta.
I was gonna actually bring that one
episode.
I love V for Vendetta, the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of similar though, right? What do they call it? The St. Mary's virus or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And again, it's like, okay, this thing happens, and it poises the government to say, we got him now. Now we're gonna make them fucking scared. Now we're gonna tell them we're the only ones that can save you. They make them, they essentially anoint themselves God, you know what I mean? And humans are, not humans, but society, citizens are afraid. They know that the virus goes rampant in America. They're like, look, you want to be like the Americans, fucking killing each other and all that? Look, this is what we're going to do here. It takes place in England. They're like, this is what we're going to do here. We've got this guy. What is it? Is he the prime minister? What is he called? He's called something, whatever. A strength. What is it? It's a strength through. What the fuck does he say? He's great. Sutler. I know his name is Sutler or whatever. Yeah, man. So it's like then you've got this guy that was like experimented on by the government.
Strength through unity through faith.
Yeah, strength through unity through faith. And as I'm a God-fearing and I'm proud to say it, you know. I mean, so yeah, man. I mean, it's all the propaganda. I mean, guys, you got to talk about Alan Moore here, right? Here's a guy that's gonna fucking really like dig in on something like this, right? I mean, he sees the writing on the fucking wall, right? But you've got this outlier, you know, V, who is like, you know, you've let everything be taken from you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and he's obviously been personally wronged, you know. And in that story too, they're doing the same thing, right? They're destroying art is outlawed.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Books are fucking outlawed that are like not the Bible practically. So it's like, you know, and then you have this guy saying like, man, you let they don't like if you're a gay person, they black bag you, take you away. You know what I mean? If you're just pretty much any kind of rabble rouser. I mean, the news is run by the government. Like everything is run by the government, and it's meant to kind of make you open your eyes and see. Right, and this comic book comes out fucking in what 84?
Yes.
Can't see. I mean, it's like just back then it was already like they thought then this shit was too rigid and strict. You know what I'm saying? So let's kind of think about what's going on now. It's like this is what a lot of these conversations have been about regarding freedom of speech, things like that. Because if you start to take that away, then next thing you know, you're wrapped up in that whole shit or whatever. You know?
Yeah, like seriously, have you ever thought about like reading a comic book that you never really thought about? V for Vendetta is really well written. You know, I mean, just really well. You can feel the fucking tense situations there. I mean, you can smell some of the scenery. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. It's terrifying. You know, like you're not gonna find anything like that really anywhere else.
And I know people say that like the movie does not compare. And again, it's like you can't kind of go into the depth in the movie that you did. And of course, it's a lot of action and stuff too. But I still love the movie a lot. I think the movie is fantastic, and I think that if you're of any type of moderate intelligence, you still can grasp the kind of the baseline of what it's going on through there. But yeah, the comic will give you a much more in-depth, I think,
because you're able to do more in the book than you can in a 2-hour movie,
right?
Honestly,
also V is a little bit
scenes out.
Yeah, V is a little bit more
anarchy.
Yeah, more of an anarchist in there too. Whatever. So there's again, I think they kind of like try to make him like a hero more in the movie. But again, I was blown away by that movie. I loved it. It's what made me want to read the book. I wouldn't say that one is better than the other, me personally, but I know almost
like
everyone would say the book is better.
But like I say in the book, though, you have more.
Mm-hmm.
You can flesh out more characters that you really can't in the movie, just because of the time constraints, really.
Yeah,
and that's why I think the book is better, just because he's able just to stretch it out.
Right. And just the way he sets Evie free,
exactly.
I mean? Like it's like, man, that's so that like is like
just,
so
everything
incredible.
Just feels rushed, like
anything
would.
Yeah,
it's like if you watch it, any kind of version you see of it, it just never gets the whole thing down.
Right.
I told CM that, man, they really just need to do 2 seasons of it. Give them 10 1-hour episodes of it, and I think you can do the whole book.
Yeah.
No,
definitely.
But yeah, I mean, there's too much. Joe says, yeah, Chuck, the black leather, but even the wire fight scenes.
Okay, I can see some of that. Yeah.
Apocalypto is great watch too. I can watch anytime.
That's a great one from kind of interesting, right? We're talking about Apocalypto, and like that's like almost like a, not what would you say, like a, not a society, but like a culture that kind of saw their apocalypse in these other people
for real
that came to their land and decimated their way of life. You know what I mean? So we're talking about post-apocalyptic worlds for humanity, but there have been post-apocalyptic worlds for societies, which is incredibly sad. Societies that don't exist anymore.
From the foreigners coming to the Americas, to the Romans pretty much going everywhere. Romans spread everything everywhere, from Alexander the Great. I'm sure that was some shit, when you see those armies coming, you're like, oh fuck, that's it, that's the end of our way of life.
No kidding, man.
Yes.
I mean, as human beings, I mean, like, to think AA that like we've wiped entire species of animals off the earth.
Yeah.
Like there are animals that are extinct. Like it's like
crazy.
That's bonkers to think about. Like we killed every single one. Like that's crazy. So damn, kind of dark. It got dark.
Well, it's apocalypse.
It is apocalypse. It's the apocalypse, y'all. Guys, tell us in the comments. Is there a
I almost said pretty apocalyptic.
Pretty apocalyptic. Is there a is there a version of one of these worlds that you want to live? Would you want to be ruled by the apes? Would you want to be in the Matrix eating goo and having to worry about the Sentinel robots and plugging yourself in and out of the Matrix? Would you want to be dealing with zombies? You know what I mean? Like,
if you're a parent in the Hunger Games and you watch your kid,
oh my god, or you know that you're my age, 44, and you got bad knees and you're overweight and you're like, do I volunteer? Yeah, you love your kid. You're definitely going to volunteer.
But they wouldn't let you volunteer.
Oh, right, because you're too old, right? Yeah,
they're not going to let you. That's the punishment.
That's
the punishment.
Fuck, what do you do, right? You know what I mean? What do you do? Like, that's crazy. You hope your kid is a crack shot that you don't know about with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So, I
mean,
I don't know, man. I mean,
even like something like Andor, season 2, showed the horrors of what it was like living under an empire.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's just like, shit.
Do you have a preferred apocalypse though? Is there one that you think that
I guess it'd be the machines? Because if they kill you, they're just gonna kill you. They're not gonna torture you or anything like that. You know what I mean?
You mean like the Matrix, or you mean like
Matrix or Sentinels from X-Men or Terminator? Terminator.
Yeah.
They're just gonna go in there and blast your ass away. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna like steal you, and torture you or do anything else to you, or they're not gonna like, rip your family apart or steal your woman. You know what I mean? They're just gonna kill you.
Yeah, so. I guess that's as bad as they could get. Real quick.
I think that'd be the quickest death, because I would hate to be eaten by a zombie. I would hate to either be a kid or be the parent of the kid in Hunger Games.
Right.
And then watch your kid die. I would hate to be the stupid caveman from Planet of the Apes that they become.
What about the Mad Max world? You just got to
Mad Max, man, the humans. I mean,
you got to worry about toe cutters.
Shit, you know what I mean? Man, you got to worry about all that crap.
Man, the fucking skull face guy, man. I was like, fuck that. I don't want to deal with that guy.
I'm like, man, I would just give me a quick death there.
I work on a computer for a living, man.
You know what? I'll volunteer in the Matrix. Put me in that bubble. Shit.
Hey, make me somebody important, like an actor. You know what I mean? Are they taking requests? I'm like, hey, I volunteer for that. I volunteer to be a battery for you, robots. Just give me a good line.
Joe says, my kid's a beast. I think he's got me. But I'm gonna go zombie apocalypse, Walking Dead style. Manny says The Walking
Well,
Dead.
okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
see,
good
I
to
don't
know.
think I want to. I don't think I want to like be eaten.
I think we're thinking of the slow zombies, and we're like, I could manage them. You know what I mean? Like that one scene with the governor where he's just like walking by them, he letting them fall by. I'm like, but the thing is, man, those fuckers go in horde mode, man. And when there's like a whole bunch of them, it's like, I'm like, dude, like you get overwhelmed. Like that one scene with Glenn, I can remember like when he was under the dumpster. I remember being at the edge of my seat, like, no, fuck, there's too many. Like, dude, like once there's too many, it's like you're like so fucked. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They all sound bad to me, you know what I mean? But
14. Oh, that's another one. Since you guys mentioned Christian Bale, have you guys seen Reign of Fire?
Dude.
Apocalyptic movie where dragons have decimated humanity. It was a pretty cool movie too.
Very cool movie.
That's the thing too. 14. I'd be like, man, I don't want to live in a world where there's
fucking dragon. 14, dude. It ain't Game of Thrones, man. Unless I'm riding on those.
That is cool because it has Christian Bale, Gerard Butler, and fucking Matthew McConaughey.
And Matthew McConaughey's jacked in that movie, bro, with the big act scene. That scene, I remember seeing that in the trailer. I was like, I gotta watch it. But dude, when that first fucking dragon came out in the theater, I got fucking scared. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no way, fuck that. That is not on the list. 14. I do not want to. Hey, how about this one though? Waterworld.
Ooh.
And you can be with a fucking Kevin Costner, you know what I mean?
Chuck would volunteer for Death by
Snoo Snoo, man, from Futurama with
the
Amazonian women.
Okay.
And he's like the fucking Zap Brannigan, the captain. He's like the body is willing, the mind is willing, but the flesh is soft and pulpy because they keep like banging them or whatever. Because there's no men, so they just want like, but they're fucking huge. They're like big Barda size.
Oh, okay.
And they just fucking like keep banging him and Fry, and then the little skinny alien.
Oh shit.
So they're like worn out. They're like, he's like, man, I want to keep going. Like fucking can't. Like, your pelvis would be dust, Joe. Man, no thanks. I never fucking walk again.
That's funny.
I probably would take that. Probably the way to go. I'm like, fuck it, you know what I mean? So, hey, again, why the last man? Man, you're just the only guy.
Yeah.
Man, it was again too. They were like in horde mode where they wanted to like all wanted to fuck him or whatever because there was no fucking dick around. I was like, holy shit, man. That's like I don't know if that's a dream or a fantasy, but you know the writer, which is Brian Vaughn. He said he got that idea because he remembers being in class and liking this girl, but that she didn't like him. And then he goes, man, I wish that like all the other guys were like dead and it was just me or whatever with her. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, but you know, again, thinking that it was just all women, I'm sure it's like fun for a while. And then you're like, man, you got to hang up all the pictures and fucking cut all the lawns. So that's a lot of shit. I mean, like, all right, I'm going to get canceled. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn, like, do everything around here.
Well, yeah, dragons, a world full of dragons.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Good pull, 14. Yeah, there's all kinds out there. I don't think I want to be
Amazonia Apocalypse sounds okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know that I want to be in any of the virus ones. Like, that shit sounds fucking horrible.
Especially since, like I said, we kind of survived one. You know, and we kind of know, like.
And that was mild, and it was still kind of horrible.
But you kind of look at things different. You look at shopping carts different. You look at cups differently. You just look at shit differently than before. You know, it's kind of like, oh, this is mine.
Right. Yeah,
don't touch my shit. You know?
Or even now, like I still I have like PTSD a little bit because like when I fucking hate to touch the baskets at HEB still. Like I'm like, God damn it, man.
Or like you said, when somebody sneezes, you can still kind of feel like someone's kind of like
they look at you. Yeah. Or when you're coughing or whatever, like you have a bad cough, people are like, what the fuck going on, whatever, you know? So,
exactly.
I mean, shit, the other day we got COVID tests for the first time in like a long time, and they were covered by my insurance card thing or whatever. But either way, I was like, damn, I haven't gotten these in a minute. And I had kind of forgot how to do it.
Yeah.
And then like doing the motions again, I was like, oh shit, this is like weird. Like, where that was like, you know, kind of like second nature for a minute there or whatever. It was pretty crazy, man. So yeah, no virus for me. Remember Outbreak? I mean, I know that's kind of like during
Outbreak, yeah. That's
not like after the thing, but man, that virus was like the dreaded Motaba virus. It was fucking like Kevin Spacey like melts. Remember, he's all like, it's like, oh fuck, no way, no thank you. I mean, like the Terminators look scary. The machines, I don't want that. The Sentinels look scary too. I feel like the apes are kind of cuddly. Maybe I'll be like an ape slave, you know what I mean? One of the Planet of the Apes, you know what I mean? I'd be like, you know, clean up
if they gave me a Nova, I'd be happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, you know what I mean? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Double, were there any movies where the vampires were in charge? Like the vampires?
Yeah, there is. It's called Daybreakers.
Yeah.
With Ethan Hawke.
With Ethan Hawke,
yeah.
And are the humans just like, are they like on the run?
Are they cattle? Do they have us? Is that the movie where? No, that's Blade Part 3, right? Where they kind of have people like in freezers, right? Is that Blade?
Yeah,
Part
I think
3?
that might be Blade Part 3.
Okay.
But they're still living like side by side.
I think Daybreakers is kind of the one.
Yeah.
Underworld.
Maybe. I don't even know where the regular humans are in that one.
Well, I mean, like obviously Scott Speedman.
Oh, right. Yeah. In that first one. I don't know if he gets into the future where they're running.
It doesn't. No.
Yeah, no.
I remember lining up outside HEB because they were only letting a few. Yeah.
During Snowvid. Yeah.
For real.
That was crazy, man. That too. It's like fuck. Like
all the stores. Yeah. Just letting like a few.
I can remember going to eat my first time out with Jess. Like, and we were like kind of nervous. We went to Longhorn Steakhouse, and man, they actually had it set up really good. They had big signs up there like our staff is limited, obviously. So like there may be longer wait times. Please bear with us. But man, it was like so quiet because there was only like maybe like 6 tables, and they were all way spread out. So it was like the restaurant was like full, but it still felt empty. But it was weird, right? Because like, you didn't like want to walk by people. You know what I mean? You didn't want to go to public restrooms. It was like,
you really didn't.
I know. It was just like kind of crazy. It's like it's such a weird time. And again, too, it's almost like COVID is like what the beginning of maybe one of these movies would have been. But then it advances into the like, like the Walking Dead version of the one where you're like, fuck, So I don't know, Double A. It sounds all horrifying to me. I don't think there's a preferred. Like I said, I'd probably give my arm to the zombie and be like,
have you ever seen or any of you guys, have you ever seen Oblivion with Tom Cruise?
No, it's
AI. It's like a big AI ship that comes to Earth.
No.
And the first one it does is like it blows up the moon.
Oh shit.
So like slowly, the hurricanes start coming.
Yeah.
Right? And then they send like a whole bunch of they make like a whole bunch of clones of Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And they send like a whole bunch out, and he starts destroying the planet.
Of Tom Cruise's?
Yeah, but they don't show that part, right?
Yeah.
But like it pretty much starts with like Tom Cruise is just on the Earth.
Yeah. And
he's fixing like machines.
Fuck.
But it's only like him and somebody else.
Okay.
And I mean the world is just gone.
Yeah.
Like the AI is just collecting the water for hydrogen power.
Interesting.
Like that's all it's doing. And then before you know it, it's just gonna leave the Earth like this big rock.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's a cool movie though.
Yeah.
And Edge of Tomorrow too is pretty damn cool.
Really, I was thinking of that one when you said that.
You seen that one though, right? Where he goes back in time, like over and over and over.
Yes, I remember that. And what's her name is the opposite?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I remember that one being cool.
That was a good one too. But
yeah, I need to see this other one though. Oblivion. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Oblivion. Yeah.
One of them came into my mind, but then it went out of my mind. I can't remember which one it was, but. Yeah, none of it sounds good to me. I'm like,
oh no, it's never good. But like I said, we're having a whole conversation about it. What we do, who do we be with, what future we want to be. It's kind of like shit.
The sad part is that like it probably is going to be like nothing. Like it won't be aliens. It'll just be like WALL-E, where we eventually like we're all fucking
man, talk about
we're all ordering on Amazon. We're door dashing everything.
It's becoming that.
Well, because look, right, people say that they don't even want like certain jobs anymore. They just want AI jobs, tech jobs. They want all this. So it's like, well, who's gonna like farm and who's gonna like do all this? It's like that shit is just falling by the wayside. Like who's gonna like get produce? Who's gonna get? It's like what the fuck? Like what are we gonna do? And of course, the more machines they build that can do this stuff for us. And I mean, look at they say there's restaurants already you can go to now where it's completely robots. So all that.
Yeah, it's true. Like more and more, like when you go into a McDonald's, they want you to kind of order on the monitors more.
So that means you need less people in less places. You know what I mean? So okay. So now what?
That seems like right now that's the future that we're heading into is the AI future. It seems like
that's what I mean. Though it's gonna be the apocalypse, but nothing exciting is gonna happen. It's gonna end up being we're all holed up. We're gonna be like Ready Player One playing the game.
Oh
man, let me get on the game so I can
talk about a future too. That one too.
So I could
that's all people have.
So I could up my fucking my status and shit like that. You know what I mean? So fuck, man. I mean, like again, I really feel like it won't be anything cool. It'll be the aliens will be like, they're already fuck them, they're already done. You know what I mean? So they're doing it to themselves, you know what I mean? So I guess all we could do is maybe hope.
How about any shows? You got any shows that maybe like any show any show that where it shows kind of like an apocalyptic future you would recommend?
I'm trying to think.
It's like Smallville has like a few
here
and there. Okay. There's like in Smallville, there's like one where he lands like in with Lionel Luthor, and he becomes like Clark Luthor. He becomes Ultraman. Pretty much instead of Superman, he becomes Ultraman.
Okay.
And then there's like a feature where he goes into where like Zod is in charge.
No shit.
Of the
Who's
whole
Zod
planet. Caleb something. I don't think you would know who he is.
Do they ever do anything where they give Lex powers? I was curious.
Zod gets into him.
Oh, okay. So he's like equal to Clark. Like he's got the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Smallville has some like kind of fucked up episodes where they go into the future and they see.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? Well, you brought up Days of the Future Past, right? Which makes me think about X-Men. But it's like the Sentinels. Were they just killing mutants? Like, what about the regular?
So in the beginning, it was,
but then
it's kind of like they said. It's kind of like how Wolverine says it too. They start noticing little genes in even humans that will never even pop up, so they start killing them. Then they start killing like the heroes. They start killing like Hulk, Spider-Man, all that. They start going more and more, until it's only like really you only got to be human to not be part of that.
Tough to think about. About other shows that were like that.
Joe says, dude, I went on a packaging expo. Most things I looked at were robots that can do the jobs.
Damn.
Saw an actual robot and 2 robot dogs that we use at Toyota.
Man, that's awesome, Joe. That's pretty cool.
Robot served me a beer.
Holy shit, man. Joe, you're already in bed with these guys, man. The robots love you. Joe, you're already working for them, but no, I'm trying to think of what I've seen that I like that's like that.
Or any books you can think of. Like I remember one of the middle school books that was kind of like a must read, but I actually really enjoyed it was The Giver. I don't know if any of you guys have ever read The Giver. So pretty much it's kind of like Equilibrium. Okay. But they have one person that has all the memories of past Earth. Yeah. And so he passes it on. They have to get like a new giver every so often.
Interesting.
And so he picks like this 12, 13-year-old boy that's going to be the giver. But then he starts like liking all these memories. He's like, shit, this is badass. And him and his brother, his brother's like a baby. He gets his baby brother and he tries going somewhere else. So where they can actually enjoy like
living
a life. Yeah.
Interesting. I think I was thinking of like The Leftovers. The Leftovers is a great HBO show. It was just like 2 seasons. And that's one, like 2% of the world disappears.
That's right.
But it changes like the dynamic of it, Earth as a whole. They have this whole department. It's like the Department of Vanished People or whatever. And like, of course, everyone's all fucking shush. And there's no explanation for why it happened. It just happened or whatever. Like, and so they're like, they're all kind of like, shell shocked by that. There's like, of course, all these like SECTs, like sex rise up of, people that want, people that want
this was an HBO show too.
Yeah, right? It was very, very good. It had Justin Theroux in it. Yeah, he's very good. Katie Coon,
there you go.
She's in it. And it's just like how people cope with that and like how they are, like how the world changed. I mean, like again, like I said, there's these groups that rise up, these radical groups.
It's kind of like what was the one CM that they did right after almost Endgame? Where they have like the super soldier serum, where they're giving some of the kids some. Is it Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Maybe.
Was it where they said like there was no borders?
Yeah.
And then everyone came back and they started doing their whole bullshit.
And that was that group that was trying to get a hold of the serum or whatever too, right? Yeah. And then there was sympathizers, right? In the Endgame stuff, they were like Thanos sympathizers, like, we didn't deserve to. He was right. Thanos was right. You know what I mean? We didn't deserve to have
Morgan
that.
says, my favorite apocalyptic movie that should have had a sequel is Dread, starring Carl Urban. I got to see that at the theater.
I know you're a big fan.
I love that fucking movie. That movie is great. And again, it's just because it's like it's so fucked up. I'm like, you appreciate that you can go to the movies and you can go to a restaurant afterwards.
Okay.
Where that movie is like everybody is just fucked in one building. And
oh shit.
There's not really that much shit you can do because it's war happened, I think, too, in Dread. I think he says it. So people were kind of forced into living into the cities.
Yeah. Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Yeah. The Paradise.
Taco Bell. We're going to Taco Bell. Taco Bell. And then the fucking people that live under the ground eating the rat. You know what I mean? He's like, you see any cows around here? Yeah, Demolition Man's a pretty fucking wild one too. I was like, yeah, that's like fucking like this is the future. Like,
time machine. To actually go into the future and be like, shit, this is what happens. We become food to like these mutated humans that went underground.
Is that the Morlock?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Morlocks. Yeah.
Like humans went underground and they evolved, however you want to say, into like these big fucking nasty creatures that only like come out at night or see at night.
You know, I would like to imagine for me, Double A, that you go into our future as humanity and you get to something like the Jetsons at least, or like fucking, or like what Krypton is supposed to be, right? This ivory towers and this technological. But the thing is like we just fucking can't get along. So, I mean, like I just really do see us like.
And he really can't. Like right now, there's all that shit going on overseas. You know, like that whole side of the world is just always going to be fighting.
But can you think about it? Like, I don't want to put it all on them because we have our own shit going on.
Yeah, we do. But I mean, like, U.S. and Canada never really go to war. U.S. and Mexico never go to war. Canada and Mexico never go to war. Right, you know what I mean? Like,
and I will say this, right? Look at this, Double A. Like, look at the things we talked about over the past, 50 years of material. They kind of keep saying it, that doomsday clock is running, but it never really goes. You know what I mean? Because we're still here. Again, look what we just said. V for Vendetta is still relevant today, but it was written, like 40 years ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's still then. And I don't know when
maybe
some of this other stuff was written.
Something felt like it was really kind of close to happening. Maybe the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe is when the last time, probably
60,
61, 60, somewhere around there. Kennedy's term.
Right.
But I mean, something where it was like, oh shit, like, this is kind of like nuclear war.
Right.
Or, someone can drop something on us.
And maybe that's enough. Maybe it's enough to know that it almost happened, that the rest of the world is kind of like, we might disagree, but we all know that we can't push those buttons because if we do, but all it will take is one fucking maniac to be like, I'm going to do it.
Like the Dead Zone. Yeah. Like what they show in the Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone. Oh, what about the Mist?
The Mist?
Man, talk about a fucking dark future, a dark fucking end. I'm like, but and the truth is, like, we this is, we're talking about how bad it could be, whatever. But again, we're all talking about things that are forms of entertainment, books we read, shows we watch.
Because I think it gets us scared enough
to maybe appreciate, right?
Appreciate what you got, and please never never let it go back.
Maybe the next time you're fighting over that last pack of toilet paper, you just let the other person have it. You know what I mean?
Or like I said, man, like, because when water goes out, shit, that becomes a shit show. When there's some rumor going around, and all of a sudden Walmart and HEB are just out of shit.
Yeah,
like it's like, oh fuck. And
when
am I going to feed my family?
We got this whole well, I'm gonna sound real old. The information highway, right? The internet, right? But look at how bad information travels, right? It's like
so fast.
There's gonna be a gas shortage. Gas shortage. Fuck, everyone goes by a lot of gas. I'm like, who said it? Who fucking said it?
That pisses me off so much.
Dude, it happens all the time, right?
Fucking time.
And then it's like, no matter what, whenever they buy up all the gas, the next thing they buy was all the fucking toilet paper. And I'm like, it's not that I can't go to the other HB. I just don't want to go there, or Walmart.
But even then, it's just like, damn, like there was no shortage. Now I'm going to have to go to 1604 North.
Yeah.
To fucking try to find something.
And that's what I mean, Double A. It's like we have this, it's not gonna be anything outside that's cool. It's gonna be ourselves, because we just keep spreading misinformation. It's like the thing that screwed us over is like the internet. I mean, we should be using social media and like the things that we have to like kind of like bring us together closer. Tell someone, hey man, you know what, you can go get a great deal right now over here on fucking peaches or something, you know what I mean? But instead we're like, gas shortage. It's like, it's just doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, I don't know. We've got to do better. I don't want to blame it on generations, but it's just not.
Because it's like, where did you get the info from? Like, for real. Like, I remember like when the gas shortage thing came up, I was like, where'd you hear that from?
The same way that everything, like a guy that knows a guy. I know a guy that knows a guy that works for fucking Exxon, and he said, like, fuck, man.
It's like, it's funny because like sometimes my wife will show me like TikTok videos of like, my boyfriend's over here with another woman, but he doesn't know I'm here. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe some of it's true, something like that. You know, that's fucking just, I'm trying to get likes and hearts and video, you know, all that kind of shit.
Today, my coworker,
because it ends like that.
Yeah.
It just ends like that.
Today, my coworker said something came up about dog flea medicine, right? That was like the conversation at lunch, right? And my coworker, one of my coworkers, I won't name names because I love her, but she goes, well, I stopped giving my dog this because, well, I saw a video and it said that it was bad for dogs, whatever. And my other coworker, her husband is a vet, so she was like, and she mentioned, she goes, well, we give our dog Bravecto, which is what we give our dog, right? So I was like, okay, well, if her vet husband uses it, and I go, oh, I use that. So my other coworker goes, okay, well, ask your husband about this one and like let me know, whatever. So later on, we have a group chat. Text and she goes, hey, I asked my husband, he said that one's good, and she was like, whew, man, I was worried, whatever. She says, we haven't given our dog since I saw that video. And during lunch I brought it up and I go, yeah, but why did you believe it? Like it could just, I could just, she goes, I don't know, it seemed like it was legit, right? And I said, and I get it, double A, trust me. I remember being a kid, right, and watching infomercials at night, and I'd be like, man, they're just trying to sell you shit. Like I was a kid, I was way younger, and I'd see like everything. Remember the food processor? Yes. Oh man, set it and forget it, right? You know, a whole rotisserie chicken out there. So I was a kid, and I was like, man, this is just bullshit that older people like QVC, right? Our parents both use QVC, right? Yeah, I think your aunt used to work for them or still does.
Yes,
QVC, right? QVC is like, if you guys know what we're talking, online shopping, right? Like blah blah. This is it. That's the last one. You guys got to get it now. Act now. You're gonna get a great deal. Get 2 of them, and they're gonna give you a third one for free. Well, I was like, man, that's bullshit. Double A, I can tell you in the past year how much bullshit I have bought off TikTok. I bought the viral toothpaste. I bought the weight trainer that's supposed to give me a fucking chest like The Rock. I'm like, why? I bought the visor for your car that's supposed to keep your car 20 degrees cooler.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why do I keep buying this shit? I'm like, am I fucking bored? I bought the fucking slimming shirt. I bought that shit. I still don't look fucking slim. I was like, I used to be smarter when I was a kid and knew that shit was bullshit. And now I'm seeing it on a 30-second video. I'm like, oh, that seems real.
I'm like, man, these are just fucking dudes and chicks that are just getting on there and giving their opinion.
Exactly.
Just
and again,
like
it's still a marketing. Yeah, exactly. Only we're not getting paid.
We're not telling you that fucking dude.
Trust me, I wish we did it. So I wish I was selling this fucking alcoholic beverage so I could get some money.
Dudes, you remember people freaking out over the year turning over to 2000? Remember that all the computer systems were shut down. Even my dad brought trays of canned soup and shit. Yeah, they thought the planes were gonna come crashing down.
Hospitals were gonna shut off.
Everything was gonna, like every information was gonna get lost.
Yeah. 14, you're totally right, man. And you know, good on your dad though, man, because he cared about you guys. He was trying to be like, hey, we gotta be, because you didn't know, right? You didn't know.
We had a party that year.
You were like, is it gonna happen?
December 31st, 1999. We were at a party at my mom's house.
I graduated that year, and I probably was at that party. So
yeah, you were.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Nobody was like, shit, 2000, stay at home. Everyone's there getting drunk like always. So,
you know, I think a lot of it has to do with double A. Is like, I mean, we all have something to lose, right? We all love our family or whatever, but for the most part, we're like, well, fuck it. If I'm gonna go, I'm with all of you guys. Like everyone I love is right here in this room. So, you know, what better way to go if you're gonna go?
Yeah, like I look at so many of those videos, and these guys are like, they'll give you shit, you know, about like this person did this medicine doesn't do that, and blah blah blah. Like I said, my wife had a torn shoulder cuff, rotator cuff, and she kept looking at these videos about all these people kept saying that it was the most painful operation they ever did. They would never do it ever again, blah 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 blah. She was getting really worried. Well, then the operation comes, and luckily there was really little pain. He really has not really had any kind of pain the way these motherfuckers are saying on social media. You know, it's like, come on, there's a lot of things that you use that you know fucking works, and then for some reason you listen to some dickhead that says don't use this because this causes this. Is like,
what do they tell you?
I've been using this.
Yeah, they're like, don't read the side effects, because if you read it, you're gonna be like,
because I mean, every time, I mean, they'll say coffee causes cancer. They'll say this causes cancer. They'll say this causes cancer. All this shit causes cancer.
Yeah, my old boss just told me today is, you know, we supposed to hang out where I consider her a friend, and she goes, you know, lettuce is acidic, and I was like, I was like, it doesn't surprise me because I was like, everything is fucking.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, I know tomatoes are, but I said, even the vegetables have turned on us now. I can't even have fucking vegetables. The vegetables are bad too. I'm like, damn acidic lettuce and acidic tomato eating up my fucking stomach lining. I'm like, there's nothing. And I said, this is the problem. We live too long now.
Yeah.
Back in the tribal times, I was talking about by 30 you were dead. Me and you we'd be dead.
Oh yeah.
We got gored by a boar,
Yeah.
or the raiding neighboring village killed us. I'm like, you live into fucking 80. I'm like, what?
Did you ever see The Croods?
I
I don't know
if I saw that one. No,
so like if you ever look at the beginning, this is the very beginning. The reason why Nicolas Cage's character has everyone living in a cave is because they show all the stupid ways they died. Like past members that have died, like stupid shit, like just going into a fire or a bird picking them up and taking them away. It's like stupid. Like that just reminds me right now.
That
All the
makes
ways you're
sense.
saying.
That makes sense. And I thought about it right now, and I got a good one. And if you guys ever get a chance to see it, it is a totally fun and lighthearted take on all this. And Kara mentioned earlier the Rapture, right? But if you guys ever get a chance, it's from what year was it here? 1990. Is it 19? Shit, I don't have the year here that it came out. I thought I did. Where's it at here? Oh yeah, 2013. 1 hour 25 minutes. Rapture Palooza. It's got Anna Kendrick and Craig Robinson. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, this movie is so fucking hilarious and so fun and just an interesting take on, again, the rapture, the end of the world. There's like these demons that like run around. There's always meteors falling or whatever. They're like, fuck, man. Craig Robinson is the devil. He wants to like hook up with Anna Kendrick. It's fucking completely hilarious. It very much in the vein of this is the end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, it if you like that one, it plays into the funnier side of all that. I absolutely love it. Every time I see it on, I watch it. I think I've tried to buy it a couple times and I never run across it. Like, yeah, it's like,
oh wow.
I don't know if it's because it's like in that. I think it might be in that weird time of like after DVD, but before like Blu-ray, or like either that or like when Blu-rays are, there's like less Blu-rays now too. So I think some stuff just came out to streaming, so they just were like, oh, should we make it? Like it's like kind of small. But I would definitely buy a copy. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, check out Rapture Palooza. Again, Anna Kendrick, Craig Robinson, you know him from The Office, you know him from like a lot of shit. He's like a lot of shit or whatever.
She's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a super good take on it. I don't know, Double A. I don't have too much else to say about the end of days, the end of time. What about that movie? End of days.
Yeah, 1999. He turned it upside down. It's 666.
Oh shit! Right back to what 14 was saying about forget the year 2K. Gabriel Byrne's the devil. He's coming to take on Arnold. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
You know, there was I want to say, was there anything else that was like that? Like where it was like
2012. Remember, people were kind of worried because the Maya had predicted that
that's what the Maya, and they made a movie about it.
Some people were actually were afraid of 2012. I remember that too.
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
because they were saying the climate change. That's what's going to happen eventually.
Talking about deep impact on Armageddon. A meteor, big meteor hits, creates a big dust cloud. Only some of us are going to survive that. And then it's like, well, fuck, we got to migrate to the parts of the world that if you're lucky enough to survive, you know what I mean? Like you might not be so lucky, or maybe that is the lucky part, right? Though, just quick end. You know what I mean? I guess that's all you can really hope for. I don't know, Double A. I got nothing else to say about it.
It's fun though. It's fun talk, especially with all you guys here. It was a fun talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
like CM said, I mean, what would you rather be in? A world full of AI, apes, zombies, dragons?
Man, not the dragons. I don't know about
zombies. The humans, or just humans like Mad Max.
look at right now what we talked about too, right? You know, getting into the whole like Jurassic Park thing, right? But they keep trying to like bring back past creatures, right? I'm like, it's only a matter of time before they do that, and then we're fucking in the Savage Land. And I'm like, why? Why did you? We didn't know we don't need T-Rex no more.
Don't need T-Rex.
We're not equipped for that.
I don't want to see T-Rex.
We're not societally prepared for that. Now, mind you, there are a group of guys that are like hunters and shit that will probably be very good with some of the T-Rex, but ultimately, no. Yeah, you start playing, you know, creator, it gets to be
put a
too
T-Rex
much.
in Africa and see if he doesn't wipe out all the fucking animals down there.
Oh yeah. Big time, big time. And again, I know we're toying with it, right? Double A with AI, we're toying with it. We're right
every lucky day we are.
Joe was hanging out with robot dogs and drinking robot beer. I mean, like
Joe thought he was in the Jetsons.
I was gonna say, man, we're working ourselves out of a job here. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. like Double A, like, you know, my job, I very much know that a machine could do it, like very, very much, and probably a lot faster and a lot less errors. So it's like, you know what? I don't know that I have a viable skill that will keep me alive. I'm gonna just be like on the computer too, ordering DoorDash and ordering. Drop my and then even that, right? Now it's a drone. The drone comes, drops your pizza off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So
drones.
I don't know. You know what? Pray for us as a society to whoever it is that you pray to, that maybe things
whatever God you pray to,
that way maybe things don't turn out that way. Or if it does, that it's quick and easy for you. I got nothing else on the subject. Man, it makes me feel kind of down. No, definitely scary for October, for spooky month. So something to think about, you guys. Hey, we appreciate all of you guys being here, coming out to hang out with us. If any of you that normally watch us live on Friday, that we'll probably rerun this on Friday night on the network and on the CW network.
Like I said, you can remember any of the movies that you probably didn't mention, or books or anything. Put it there too.
Yeah, comment later, man. You'll probably think, if you're like us, you'll think of it later. And the cool part about watching on Friday, we could watch with you, because we'll be Double A will be celebrating his anniversary, but I'll probably watch anyway. So hang out with you guys in the comments. So check it out. Something that we like to say, guys, at the end of every show, we like to remind all of you, if there's something that you want to do, a hope, a dream, if you have any left at this point, that you want to accomplish, so long as it's not ending the world, go out and do it, guys. Seize the day. There's no time like the present to go out there and make that thing happen, right? Double A, carpe diem. Mm-hmm. And the other
especially
thing,
if the apocalypse is coming.
Yeah, definitely make the most of your time. Hug your loved ones. You know what I mean?
Before you get new loved ones.
Don't go looting. Okay, we don't need any of that. And the other thing we like to remind you guys is what the great Captain Steve Rogers says in Endgame before they go back, the Avengers go back on the time heist, is he tells them they must do whatever it takes.
Especially in the apocalypse.
In the apocalypse, you definitely will be doing whatever it takes to keep yourself alive, your loved ones alive, and don't have babies. Don't have babies.
Please don't. Please.
It's hard enough to keep yourself alive. Don't be bringing new life into the shitty world. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that there will be plenty of condoms laying around. Pick up a couple of boxes. You know what I mean? If you plan to be having sex, so, there's no need for more at that point. Nope. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't gone well if you've gotten to that. Just invite Galactus over to suck up what's left at that point.
No kidding, right?
It's all you, buddy.
Galactus.
Even then, he'll be like, I don't want it now. Now it's like a stale or it's an unripe apple at this point. He's like, hey, just give us the flick. Okay? But guys, thanks so much for joining the conversation. We appreciate you being here a couple of nights early. Again, we'll replay on Friday. That's it, guys. Seize the day, do whatever it takes for just another Friday night. I'm CM Chuck.
I'm Double A.
And that's it, guys. San Antonio and South Texas premier pop culture podcast with P Breaks, live on most Friday nights, but sometimes on a Wednesday. Guys, so have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. The Friday after this one, or is that Halloween?
No, it should be next Friday.
We should have one more Friday. Should be back after that, unless Double A has another anniversary.
No.
No, guys, y'all have a good one. We'll see you soon. Stay safe out there.